Good evening, one and all. How are you? I have to work out how to do my little video intro. I'm reasonably new to live streaming, although I am paying streaming hours for the full live streaming package. I got my bill and I said, "Oh, schmuck, you gotta start using it." So here I am. Charlotte Shields, how are you? I'm very very sorry. I've missed you twice when you sent me links to Captain April. I'm assuming it was you sent me link to Captain Robert April. Please keep trying. I would love to get on with you guys. And there is so much to talk about tonight. Oh my gosh, there is lots and lots to talk about. I actually had a bit of breaking news. People, somebody, was it Ben Penmut? I gotta say his name right. It's got a P in it. Permut. Oh, not Penmut. Ben Permut. He went through trawling through the scripts they recently released of season 12. Oh my god, it was hard enough to watch them. I can't imagine what it was like reading them. Oh wow, that's a real service to mankind. Well done. He went through the scripts to find dirt and crap, and his search was fruitful. And he sent me an interesting snippet, which I think we must share amongst us tonight. Let me see what else we got. So they got that. We got don't worry, good evening. How are you? We have news about Timelord Victorious, 2 announcements on 2 books. We're going to be reading those. What I'm really looking forward to those reading Mandip Gill's interview with Radio Times by Hugh Fullerton, the most shilly shill of the shills. I mean, there are shills and there are shilly shills, and there's Hugh Fullerton, the shilliest of the shilly shills in the entire world. So we got to read that interview together. Okay, we got to read it together, and we got to read it in the context of the tweet she said, which I don't have the screen grab to hand, but essentially said, Colin B. Peaceman, how are you? Good evening. Said, like, I don't understand why people cry at movies. I'm like, really? The job of an actor is to move a person, to have a story that brings you in and moves you and they doesn't even understand the concept. I think we understand why Yaz is such a charismatic character that we all love, and we did it. So we're going to go much more deeper into Yaz. Oh god, that does sound like a horrible porn movie, doesn't it? What I want to go into, we have Dana Schwartz has reared ahead. Hilariously, looking for a job and finding one, but God only knows where. Dana Schwartz, we're going to talk about. She is, of course, the writer for She-Hulk and Insane Woman. It's completely bonkers. I've actually done some work before the stream. I pulled open windows. I can just leap to them with ease, hopefully. So we have that to talk about, and we got the guy from Naughty Dog who did the voice for the character. I like that game. I played The Last of Us. It's one of my few games I played. I really liked it. Was it last? And so yeah, there's some video clip of him literally begging you to buy the game. Now we all found it's SJW bullcrap, and everyone's run screaming. They like to do the bait and switch, don't they? They like to go, oh, here's Doctor Who, yeah, and you go for it, and it's Jodie Whittaker. Like, what the hell? Yeah, they like the bait. Oh, it's Star Wars, yeah, let's go for Star Wars, and it's The Last Jedi. Oh my god, what happened? And you're just covered in disgrace, shall we say? It's not good at all. Sadako 24, how are you? Good evening. Fine. So we got we have that to talk about. Upcoming shortly, I have hopefully an interview with Nicholas Briggs coming up, which I'm really excited about. I really hope it happens. He said yes. We're just like waiting to work out a time. So that's going to be that. I'm really okay. Here's my plan for the interview with Nick Briggs. So hopefully we have enough time for this. He's got this new thing coming out called Human Frontier, which I bought. Okay, come on, listen. I got enough. He's given me enough good work over the years of really, really high quality work that I'll take a punt on his thing without even looking at it. Excuse me while I imbibe in my coffee. We have this insane coffee maker. All right, this is a bit of a side. We have this insane coffee maker. It's like it's very phallic. It's like this giant tower with a dome at the top. and it's very futuristic. And you press a button, it goes opens up like a Space Invader. Like you should have dry ice come out of it. You put your little pod in, which looks like a flying saucer, as it deposited the previous pod in. It makes just this incredible coffee, Nespresso, their latest meat. It's really good. So that if you're ever wondering where I got my coffee from, that is that is indeed where it is. So my plan for the interview with Nick Briggs is first I'll say hello and I'll do a quick shill, a shameless shill to sell his thing. And listen, here's the way I sell something. I tell the truth. If I can tell the truth, if I love something, if I love it, and I haven't heard his new thing, but I've got a lot of respect for Nick Briggs. I like him a lot. Listen, the reason this interview might be coming about is because he's not what we call in the Jewish world a mensch. He's beyond a mensch. He's actually a Sadiq Gamor. That's like the highest praise you could give someone. That's a very pious gentleman. And I'm very impressed because I got really mad at him. Because of the tweet he did, and we have very different worldviews. I got really mad, and I cancelled the Human Frontier. I sent him an angry letter, and he then emailed me personally, and asked me like, "What's the problem?" And he sorted it out. Look, any man that can make peace with somebody attacking them, whoa. So I got a lot of respect for him just as a human being. I mean, I really genuinely do. That's a truly impressive feat. Very, very really done nowadays. So fine. So what I would and also he's got that body of work which is like I would say 80% brilliant, and the other 20%, it's a pretty good. So you very rarely get a clunker from Nick Briggs. So okay, first thing I'll do, first 15 minutes, I'm just going to say quick fire questions after I shamelessly shill for his thing, because I'm just going to say, listen, come on, you got to give him a punt after all that stuff. I mean, it goes somewhat unnoticed, but his portrayal of the Daleks is very good. I mean, his understanding. I mean, he's probably the world expert on Daleks, which is a really potty thing to be, isn't it? But he probably is like the world prominent Dalek expert, which is funny. So I think on that strength alone, I would be able to punt for his thing. Is Human Frontier. Although I am going to ask him difficult questions about it when we get to it. But okay, so then I'll go into a quick fire round of things that he won't be able to answer. Like, tell me anything. Tell me anything with. Was it Time of Victoria? Dan, give me a minute. I can do one thing at a time. I'm going to send you a link in a second, okay? I'm going to drink some more coffee. I'm going to finish the story. Just sit back and relax. It's all going to happen, man. We've got so much going on. So a quick fire round of questions that we're going to just things I will never be able to. I want to be able to ask because I'm in the same room. Like, what happened with the Tomorrow People? Can you get it back? Like, you got to take it away because Fremantle wanted to make the TV show. They did. It sucked. It was cancelled. It's over. Can we have it back, please? You recorded it. Yes. Give us some more Tomorrow People. Can you tell anything about Time of Victoria? And it will actually probably mean going into different things that I would want to be. I would then be hopelessly shilling for a Big Finish because I just really, really like it. I just really genuinely like the stuff they do. It's really good. I mean, I actually like their more like out there stuff they do. Fine. So then after that, we'll talk about his career a little bit, and then I would like to be relaxed like Matthew Sweet. Like I love Matthew Sweet. So tell me what happened after boarding school. He's very, very, very calm, and I love his presentation. So it's not going to be like that. Not going to be like that at all. So then we'll talk about his career, like how he got to here. Then boom, we're into Human Frontier. He's got to have a quarter of the time to talk about Human Frontier, and then you know what happens? I will give him a time he can ask somebody of a totally opposing worldview. Like I believe he's a socialist atheist sort of. Like we are the two most disparate. Our worldviews are like 180 degrees from each other. They're so like on every freaking issue. However, I think our personal moralities are Listen, I aspire to be as good as him, which I don't know if I am, but I aspire to it. So I think we both have the same, goals. So that's really interesting. It's such a valid. So I want to give him an opportunity. Ask any question. I won't be offended at anything. Like, how could you vote for Trump? How can you believe in God? How can you do whatever? Any question that, like, an atheist you can't go up to a monk or a rabbi or whatever. Say, are you an arsehole? Because I'll give him carte blanche, anything you want to ask, and hope maybe we'll get something. And that sounds like a really interesting conversation to me. Fine, 1 second. Let me just. I'm going to invite somebody in. Let's copy the link. So yes, look at this professionalism. Just wait, it didn't paste. It copied. I said copy to clipboard. Okay, it's copied. It lied to me before. Now I'm going to paste. Oh, now it's found it. Paste. Doink. Dan, you're there. Okay, fine. So where are we going to start? Good evening, everyone. Let me say hello to Sadako 24. I do like your name, Sadako. Colin Mew, do it right, and you might end up. That's why. No, you know what? I don't want to end up with a sponsor. Because I think it's better for all of us if I'm independent. Right, because they have some ropey releases. I'm listening to like the Last River Song one. I was like, I was kind of like dragging myself through it. Like this today, I can't take money. I can't like take anything from them because I need to be able to slag them off when they which isn't offered. I'm saying, but if they don't like can't stand, I need to be able to say that. Yeah, bring back Tomorrow, people. That was fantastic. If you've never heard the Big Finish Tomorrow, I think I can probably share that because it's out of print and it's illegal. Ooh, maybe that's okay. Maybe it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. It totally recreates the Tomorrow. It's got the music. It's got John and it's got the right feel. And it actually has a story. It builds up. It actually sent me back watching the original Tomorrow People, which isn't as good as the Big Finish Tomorrow People. It's actually the truth. Same thing about Blake 7. That's the other thing. I want to get. Oh damn! I sent the link. I want to get. I need to finish re-listening to the first of the Big Finish box sets in season 3. What was that one called? Trial, Spoils of War. Because then me and Problem Being are going to start doing a regular. How are you, sir? How are you? Oh my God! In the wrong direction. How can I switch our windows over? It's very disturbing. Like I'm looking at you. Well, if I look the wrong way, I look at you. It's very disturbing.
Yeah, it's very weird. Have I interrupted your rant, Rabbi?
No. I'm just waffling about I'm talking about what I would do in my interview with Nicholas Briggs if it ever happened.
The last thing I want to do is interrupt.
It's a very decent chat. I was just replying to you. I saw you in the chat saying you love Dalek Empire. Yes, they need to re-release Dalek Empire as a box set, right?
I bought that when it first came out, and it's one of those because at the time there wasn't a huge amount of Big Finish out there. Believe it or not, that's how long ago it was. There wasn't a huge amount of Big Finish out there, and I bought it for completist's sake. I thought a whole drama about the Dalek Empire, that's going to be crap.
Wait. Firstly, you're a graphic designer. Those cover designs were incredible, right?
Series 1 in particular,
Fantastic. Let me show you something cool.
Right up my street, because it's very 60s, isn't it? It's all...
Check this out. Vinyl.
Oh, that's beautiful, yeah.
That came out with the last Walk.
Yeah, that's right up my street. Well, if you've seen my Spacebook logo, that's influenced by all that.
I love it. Yeah, exactly. Yours a bit more Space 1999. Yeah, that's the other thing I'm going to ask Nick Briggs. Where's Space 1999? Come on, get it back.
Series 2. They got a second box set, haven't they? So
they only did the pilot, which is only one story. So there's only 2 discs. It's only a 2-disc story, and it's very, very good though.
See, they haven't committed to more yet.
When I start talking about it, I start shilling because it's so good, and it is. It's so good. It's not my fault.
Is the Rabbi a shill? Everybody in the chat, let us know.
I think I am. I could be.
But this is it, though. This is it, though, mate. We are that used to not liking stuff that when somebody comes out and says when something's good, everybody, well, certain people point and say shill. It's not. It's just good stuff. We're just not used to having good stuff.
Awesome, absolutely awesome. They're all good. They go out to Dalek Empire 4, and yeah, they should release
Davros.
Oh, yes. Oh my God, that's so good.
Masterpiece, mate. Masterpiece.
Yeah. It really is, and it's like these are forgotten classics. These are absolute classics.
I believe so. People go on and on about spare parts and the chimes of midnight, which are great, but there's much more to Big Finish than those.
Especially if you get to the more obscure stuff, where they get kind of crazy. There's one called Creatures of Beauty, which was a Nick Griggs one, where they just like everything's out of sequence. They like take everything and go, and it's all out, and it just kind of works. It's really weird. It's like there is fractured time. I can't remember why.
I don't quite remember that one, but then again, they do. You know, we've been raving about them, Rabbi, but they do sort of drift into one after a while. There's so many of them.
It's good. There's so much of them. There's so much of them. The bad ones do stand out, though. You know, like they just had a run of Sylvester McCoy ones, which I was really looking forward to. And they were all clunkers. They were like literally all like boom, but like all
were those the ones with Mags from Great Showing, or have there been 3 since? Because I'm a little bit behind.
It was the what? No, it was like the super. It was like the high concept trilogy.
Oh, you had the dark ones.
You had like the one where a meeting the 12, the 11, the 12, the 8, whatever it is. That super villain. Another fantastic villain, right? And it's a Time Lord that has like multiple split, like all his personalities are awake and alive inside his head, and he's crazy. And you get to know all the different personalities, and he's a really fascinating villain. Big Finish do great. He's a fascinating villain. So he was originally caught by the Seventh Doctor, right? And it was that was in like the flashback of the first. Was it not Dark Eyes? The one after Dark Eyes, I think. So
Mark Bonar, the Scottish actor who's from Space 1999, he plays the 11, doesn't he? And Julia Mackenzie plays the 12.
Well, yes, excellent. It's really good. Really good.
Now it does. It looks fantastic. I've heard certain bits.
It's not. Here's the problem: the Sylvester McCoy one, the prequel where he captures him. It's too throwaway. What they needed to make it a 4-disc set. That was like a real story there, and it was rushing. So that's the first one. The next one, the Return or the Greatest Show in the Galaxy, or something, or whatever, the Greatest Show in the Galaxy, or sucked ass. That was one of their worst releases ever. It was awful.
Stephen White
really genuinely bad. Oh, the Klein trilogy. I love that.
Everything with Klein in, right the way from the Cold It's Swan with David Tennant. Yeah, it's great. Absolutely brilliant stuff.
What was I going to say? The Klein trilogy. What was I saying? Before we got the Klein trilogy, and that set me off. The Psychic Circuit, terrible. It's a story, and it's such a waste because it's like it just didn't work fundamentally on any level at all. I'm trying to find some merit to it.
It's just ill-conceived.
Problem being, how you doing, mate? That one, and then the last one, Subterfuge, was okay. That one was the most bearable one, and that was good because it had Rufus Hound as the meddling monk. And I really want to get into him as well. I've been emailed his agent and sent him a message. I'm like, well, listen. I don't mind being blanked by like somebody famous, but start off, you're Rufus bloody Hound. Who are you kidding?
Well, yeah, he's been on.
You know that, mate. Come on,
he's been on everything. Yeah. Well, he does comedy tours around my local town hall, so he should definitely,
I mean, listen, he can sell a few CDs. Come on, we're all stuck home. Come on.
Why not? So, what else has been catching your eye this?
Okay, so let me share this first. This is a script. This is terrible. This is
I've seen the thumbnail. Everybody, how could I not want to be part of this when he invited me?
Let me think. Fine. Let me take my phone. So this is a part of the script from the Time of Children. It's so racist. Every time I see it, I go, "Really? Am I actually watching this?" Okay. Let's all read this together. And as Tecteum watches, a golden glow envelops the child, child with a capital C because it's the child. Tecteum stumbles back in shock, as the child begins to regenerate, ! She changes her face and her body in a very important way, in a way that's so fundamentally important. It says everything about her identity. We don't need to have her speak or have any personality whatsoever, because this is the entirety of what matters about this character. Okay, and we're getting it. It's incredible. He managed to get it in 2 words, really. 3 words if you're really being finicky. But like, no, yeah, Rusty Davies takes a few paragraphs to sketch out a character. No, Chibs, he can knock it out in an afternoon. He does it in 2 lines because he changes her face and body. Dash that becomes a young brown girl. How brave, how stunning and brave and stunning.
I can't quite believe that this is an excerpt.
I mean, like what? This is 2020. What the hell? Oh my god, this is really bad.
And it's exposing, isn't it, Rabbi?
It's breathtaking. Hey, Problem Being, how you doing? Psychic Circuit. Yeah, sorry. I am just so surprised by this. Like, how do you? I mean, I understand. You nod, you wink. Yeah, we got to get them diverse. You know, it's got to represent, you know, there's ethnicity, no bounds, okay? Could be anyone. You know what I mean? You know, actually, I always, I have a joke I do. It depends around the time of the year in the Bible. Each week in the Bible, they serialize it. And you read a little bit each week on Sabbath, which is great for the first 2/3 of the year, which is all story. But like, when you're getting into the last of the year, where you're talking about how the Levium prepares the Ketoret nasal the smell for the temple courtyard. When you get into that stuff, it gets a little bit harder to keep up. But but it's a story. It's fine. So you know, you have what was it? God goes to Abraham. Says, Abraham, he said, yes, Lord. He said, I want you to sacrifice your son. He said, no problem, Lord. Which one? The one you love. He said, oh, I love them both, Lord. You know, the one less, you know, ethnic one. One over there. So I figured that's how the casting went. In the time, you know, in the time, and just in general, I didn't think they set out things like young brown girl. Who says young? I mean, listen, I understand. Let's say this is a drama and it's set in you know, in the slave era in the South, and it's very important that it's a young brown girl, and that, you know, that makes a difference, right? That's very important.
Yes, fair play.
But if you make it very important when it's not very important, then you're a racist.
I can't really argue with the logic of that. I do. I think this is very exposing of a writer and a philosophy right at the very sort of center of Doctor Who at the moment, of the production team, which is, certainly treats people, human beings, like props. You know, we've said it before over and over again, and yet it's at its very worst, I can completely see why people would view this as racist, and as a chunk of an actual script that people were working to. I can't quite believe. I mean, you could say, well, it's bare bones, it's what they wanted on screen, but even so,
but to say, come on, it's demeaning. It demeans you. Like I wouldn't be able to. I'll be embarrassed. I will be totally embarrassed to write that. But
when they were casting it though, Rabbi, when they were casting it and sending actresses, young girls up for that part, who are you here auditioning for? Oh, the part of the young brown girl.
Young brown girl. It's like, are you brown? Like, really? How do you cast that without it getting awkward? I mean, just like, you know, just on an awkward level. That seems awkward to me.
It does to me. I mean, I say I can't quite put my finger on it, but it just doesn't read. It's just got this feel to it.
It's just wrong. But you know what is wrong? What is not just wrong? If you can hit the like button, the share button, and the subscribe button, and you can do that often, not the subscribe button, hit that once, don't hit it again, because that's actually problematic.
But from a program that is directly preaching how don't be this, don't be that, don't say this, don't think that, don't, you know, to actively be so crass.
it kind of makes you gasp. When I read it, I audibly got, and I wasn't like, it was just an automatic thing. Like, really? That actually happened? Like, that's crazy.
The rabbi gasped to take a breath, everybody. Let's just.
I do.
It stopped even him. No, I agree with you completely, mate.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Put us in charge. Yeah.
Okay, so what should we do next? Should we look at Timelord Victorious? I haven't even read it yet. I saw the I saw the announcement. I said, no, I'm going to save my reaction for online. Let's do that next.
Yes, get the blurbs up. Let's have a. I have had a sneak peek, but I'll gladly hear it again.
Listen, it's good that one of us is not clueless. Hello, Mr. Hyde podcast. Who are you playing in Doctor Who? The young brown girl. Yes, it's so embarrassing. I give her really. Yeah. Give her Can you imagine if she's not that brown? They had to brown her up a bit. That's even worse, right? That gets it. That's so bad.
Hello, Derek. Hello, Problem Being. Hello, Sadako 24. Everybody in the chat there. Nice to see you all. Some people I recognise, some people I don't.
There you go.
Here they are.
Yeah, I tell you, fantastic, just fantastic art. That in its own, absolutely fantastic. Loving every minute of that. Is that the okay? Fine, let's go. Start at the beginning. Although that is definitely better. Listen, I'm not a huge reader. I'm probably going to read that unless it's a comic book.
No, I'm exactly the same.
Yeah, Big Finish. If you can save me a couple of days, I'll take yours as well. You know. So let's read this. BBC Books will be publishing 2 novels to tie into the multi-platform Doctor Who story, Timelord Victorious, starring the 8th, 9th, and 10th Doctors. You can pre-order The Night, the Fall, and the Dead, and All Flesh is Grass now. Timelord Victorious is a brand new multi-platform Doctor Who story told across audio. Let me give you some audio. Novels, here it is. Comics, I want to see it. Vinyl, interesting. No, it's not interesting. I hope it's not vinyl only. Don't make me buy vinyl for this.
Don't make the Rabbi have to go hipster.
Although, here's the weird thing about vinyl. I kind of want to. I like vinyl. I kind of want to do vinyl. I kind of want. I like. Ooh, it's kind of sexy. And I know, like my brain also knows, it's a massive pain in the ass. Life is so much better. You get your phone, you go boop, and you listen to what you want without having to clean your needle, do the whole. No,
got a turntable over there. Yes, you are right. It very quickly loses its novelty value.
It's so seductive, isn't it?
It's all right on a date night. It's all right on that kind of thing.
They are way in my past. That is one of the great things about being long-term married. It's yes, I have no interest whatsoever in dating. I don't even want to meet anybody new. Let alone really. I know everything I want to know. Everything else is just really, it's fine. Okay.
When he says that, he wants to meet all you wonderful subscribers, though.
Oh, that is true.
He doesn't mean you lot. Hello, Charlotte Shields. She's in the chat as well.
I'm getting to that point in my life where my grandparents, back in the 80s, we went to, was it Curry's or Dixon, and got their first video recorder, the VHS, and we plugged it in. I got it set up for them. I set the clock, and I came back. The clock's flashing, and that clock remained flashing for the rest of their lives. They couldn't understand that clock. That clock was a technology
magic.
And that's me to Instagram. I'm like the guys from was it Superman?
Trapped in the Phantom Zone. Just blankly.
It's just too much for me. My brain is I know enough stuff. Okay.
So when they use expressions, Rabbi, like multi-platform, how does that make you feel? Does that excite you generally? We've spoken about this before.
I really like virtual reality. I love virtual reality, and it's a platform which is tragically unused. It's used exclusively for porn. Really, and it's the most incredible technology. It's breathtaking, and it's I can't. My brain can't fathom that technology that goes into create. I play this Batman game. And you are Batman. You're in Gotham City. And I nearly fell over because I'm at the top of Gotham City. Although my back gut is too big, so I don't want to get my back erect from my bell. It wasn't registering because my belly was just too big, and it's like no human being could possibly have their stomach end there. So clearly, the batterers had to push myself in.
Kick you out a little. Well, yeah, I've heard about this Batman game by David Southall, my good friend. But I think that a Doctor Who sort of interactive component like that, they keep trying with it, don't they? And they keep getting it. I don't want to use the word wrong.
Last time, if it wasn't Jodie.
But they keep
that's the barrier to entry. Who wants that? Nobody.
That too. But they seem to
anti-Viagra to sales.
She has got this quality about it. I only have to see a picture of her and I immediately switch off. Emily Cook shared a picture the other day about something they've got coming up. And I think Emily, all that she's been doing, all the tweets along, she seems a lovely girl. Amazing what she's done for Fandom. She puts that up, and I don't know.
Exactly. Your interest of just goes.
No offense, Emily. It's wonderful. You do you. Have fun with it, whatever it is. But
yeah, whatever. Exactly. I'm not interested. No, it's not Doctor Who. Who cares? I watch it out of obligation for the channel, so I can report. So I have exclusive video content because nobody else is touching that filthy parlor for steaming.
It reminds me, we're handling that kind of content. It's like that scene from the opening credits of The Simpsons where the guy in the radiation suit is sort of trying to get hold of That's what it reminds me of. You have to be very, very brave.
So noticeably away from Timelord Victorious. They want her nowhere near this. Because if you put her in one element that's disposable, nobody wants the whole thing. You add one proper Jodie to anything, it taints the entire mass.
Well, look how even the logo, I know we've spoken about this before a couple of weeks ago, the logo just doesn't feel like it belongs, but they put it there as if to say, okay, it can't do any harm there, just pop it there and make all the other lettering just look better, make the Doctor look the coolest he's ever looked, and people will forget that logo's there because, let's be honest, if David Tennant's face, if Christopher Eccleston's face, if a Dalek, and if Paul McGann's face doesn't scream enough Doctor Who to you already, then quite frankly, I feel sorry for you. I mean, fantastic imagery, and maybe we are a soft touch for this sort of thing.
No, listen, this is designed to get you your fan heart, your fan strings. It's cynically, laser pointed at that deep yearning for genuine Doctor Who that you love. It's like. There is a cynical aspect to this, and it's gonna. I don't care. I'm a junkie, and I gotta get my shit. Okay, I don't care. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. All right. I don't care. Give me Timelord Victorious. They got me.
It feels like Doctor Who. I mean, you're gonna if you read the blurbs and read the blurbs and see what you think about the story, because it is quite a high concept.
Right, I haven't even got to the story. Let me.
It's just done 10 minutes stand up.
Podcast. Wait. Time of Victoria, the brand, blah 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 blah. Set within the dark times at the start of the universe, 3 incarnations of the Doctor must travel across space and time as they defend the universe from a terrible race. Interesting. This is really cool. I love it already. These 2 novels are just some of the stories in the epic saga. I am so down for this. Oh, look at it. Yeah. Dude in a dinner suit. Yeah. Oh, man. And but they've got the Timelord Victorious in it.
Don't know who that is standing to the left or what they're holding.
Right. It's some claw by the looks of it. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, look, I can even put up with the logo. Fine. Well, it's Steve Cole. Steve Cole's got a good pedigree as well.
Right. He writes very, very well, whatever the medium as well. Audio and prose.
Yeah, they found a way to get round that Doctor Who logo. That Timelord Victorious logo puts you in mind, gets you. It's subliminally the Matt Smith logo.
Yeah.
It's like you see, it's clever. That's really clever. It seems like it's got a stronger weight to it as well.
It screams Doctor Who. I mean, particularly because well, you know, we're going to use these technical terms as graphic designers. It's because it's white out, the way the Capaldi logo was white out. You've got the crack, which even though it might not actually be the crack, but it's close enough to look like the crack.
It's like, okay, in Israel, the law is you can't put a fruit on a bottle of drink if it's got less than 75% of that fruit in it. Okay. So you got to. So they do these things with like these patterns that kind of look like oranges, and tricks your brain into thinking you're seeing oranges. This is like tricking your brain because the logo's color, it's in brandy, but it melts in. You make this white, boom, that's what you're seeing, isn't it?
This is it. The very last thing you see is the present branding, and I mean David Tennant has never looked more heroic than in this.
Look at his face again.
It's a way of it says Elvis is back in the building.
Yeah, I'll take it. Oh yeah, whatever you want to put the logo, I'll take it. I don't look at the suit. It's a brown suit. It's just right. Oh, David Tennant meaning business. That's good Doctor Who. Okay,
everybody loves an ood.
Well, what?
Everybody loves an ood, Rabbi.
Yes. Oh, yes. Hey, let me read the blurb. We live forever, barring accidents, just like everyone else in the universe. The Doctor travels back to the dark times, an era where life flourishes and death is barely known. Then came the Kotara. Okay, that's funky name. The Kotara, creatures who spread through the cosmos, dispensing mortality. Interesting. Oh, that's really interesting. They judge each and every species and decree it's time to live. Loving it. For the first time, living things know the fear of ending, and they'll go to any lengths to escape this grim new spectre, death. The Doctor is an old hand at cheating death. Now, at last, he can stop. He can stop it at the source. He is coming to the Kotara. Ready to change everything so that life wins from the start. Not just the last of the Time Lords. The Time Lord victorious. The Night, the Fall, and the Dead. Released in October 2020. Woo!
I'm there. Like, I'm not a big reader, just like you. I was when I was a kid, but now this has got me.
I'm even going to read a book.
Look at Paul McGann it looks like a blue version of his. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me put it back. It's no, it's just reflecting. I think the blue. It looks like the green to me.
They've got Christopher Eccleston. Why can't I say Eccleston all of a sudden? They've got Chris in a jumper variant that I've never seen before either. That kind of gold
brown
color.
Yeah. I like. Let's have a look at the Daleks as well because they are a nice old and new.
Horse pea brown. I'm going to call that.
Yes.
The Daleks look spectacular in that livery.
So it's the traditional blue and silver livery. Is it that and the is this a gold one over here?
That looks gold from here now.
Right, and this looks like blue and silver.
That's your Dead Planet, color style.
Right, and that back here could be a red Dalek. That looks gold. That looks like a red one. Interesting. I like the Black Dome one though. What were the Black Domes again? They were the Imperial
Dalek Supremes. That they're the with the Dalek Emperor. They're the ones he's got on either side, aren't they? The Supreme.
Did they have the claw, or is this a new Dalek?
Oh! It could be a new. Yeah, I hadn't noticed the claw. Well spotted. It could be then. Somebody will probably let us know. Anybody in the chat drops that out? I don't know.
If I get into with Nick Briggs, I'll ask him. He's the guy to ask. He would know.
Nail him down on these things. Yeah, Dalek man.
I'm sure he would know because he's voicing them. But I think he would know even if he wasn't voicing them.
That's a question to ask him. Would you rather have, if you lost your arm in a horrific modulator accident?
Would you have a plunger or a claw?
Yeah, what would you rather have it replaced by?
Give it the choice. Plunger, okay, that's great. I'm so asking him that.
Tell him I said that.
I will.
Like the kids on Swap Shop. Like the kids on Swap Shop used to. Read out a card with my.
Okay,
that's what I want to know.
My
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you.
Fine. Let's say so. This is by Timelord. because they have it in color, it melts in, and it's clever because they say, "Oh, we're following the branding." I love it when they use the rules against
half Dalek behind. Yeah, it does.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
It just all screams Doctor Who. Not so sure about that. Not so sure about that title, but I suppose it could be biblical.
We have to read it, I guess. This is by Una McCormack, who you know, don't you? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I wasn't going to mention that. Yes, I do know. I do know Una. Yeah, she's lovely.
Okay, I have met. Let's go for that. Even a Time Lord can't change the past. A wasteland, a dead world. No, there is a biodome rising from the ashes. Here, life teems and flourishes. This is very good prose as well. With strange, lush plants and many winged insects, and with bright carapaces. Well, I got that out. Carapaces, and one solitary sentient creature who spends its days talking to the insects and tending this lonely garden. This Inuit, the last of the Keturah. In All Flesh is Grass, we are transported back to the dark times. The 10th Doctor has sworn to stop the Keturah, ending death. So, okay, that's what Time of Victoria is. That's interesting. And bringing life to the universe. But his plan is unraveling. Instead of bringing life, nothing has changed at all. Nothing has changed at all around him. People are all dying. Death is everywhere. He must now confront his former selves, one in league with the greatest nemesis, and the other manning a ship of the undead. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm in for that.
Head to head with his either side incarnations. This is going to be great. They're stating David Tennant's Doctor is obviously the driving force of it, but my God.
Yeah. But I get, the evil Doctor thing is always interesting, isn't it? The evil villain. Superman 3, when that was basically what they sold it on.
And I think that Lee Binding, that must be his artwork again. I think he's excelled himself with this.
Yeah, it's excellent. Also, there was Tom. Who's the other guy? Tom.
There's several of them. All of them really great.
Very good.
Yeah. I like most of the cover artists that we've got on Doctor Who lines of merchandise at the moment. I think they're great. But yeah, I'm a big fan of what Lee does.
Particularly excellent. These are just like particularly great. This is the best promo artwork I've seen. I can remember. This is the best promo artwork since that trailer before the 50th, where it was like in bullet time, where they kept freezing in time and moving.
Yeah. So
incarnation.
So these novels are out in October and November.
Right.
So it's a 3-month initiative, isn't it? A 3-month
right. So
multimedia project.
The end of it.
So yeah, it makes you wonder: is there another book that they haven't announced yet that's going to finish it off, or is this?
I think it's these two. I think it's probably these two. Because you still got the comics, you got the audios.
Still so much.
Like the interactive stuff isn't going to be. I mean, like the theatre thing isn't going to be much.
Yeah, because how many people are going to be able to get to it realistically? Well, that's assuming that we're out of lockdown.
Exactly. I mean, if they make it like a virtual experience, then they virtual like VR. I kept saying VR. If they just use it again, not for porn, but they use it for like a narrative story form, it would be breathtaking. Like I would love to get Alan Moore working in VR. Have you ever seen this movie Showpieces?
I haven't. No.
Oh, that's good. Oh, I have to send it to you. It's very, very, very good.
Showpieces. No, that's completely gone past me.
I'll go get it for you.
That's fantastic.
Let me turn the camera off so you don't get a rabbinic dick.
I wonder what we're going to get next, everybody. What do you think? Who's going to reveal their next chunk of Time Lord Victorious? Will it be
Big Finish? I reckon. I mean, I'm surprised they haven't revealed it already.
I'd say Big Finish, and then because they're going to want people to pre-order for as long in advance as possible, aren't they? And then I would imagine Titan Comics, because the solicitations for those months will be out. When would that be? July. July at the latest. Yeah.
So anyway, Showpieces. Alan Moore's movie. Alan Moore and Mitch Jenkins. He wrote it. Mitch Jenkins directed it. I didn't have anything. Oh, here. There's a little book comes with it. Big book, I should say. Let me make sure it's not like it's a bit like funky and weird. It's basically it doesn't really show. It's basically like this afterlife drama. Yeah, it's about somebody who died, and you see what happens after his life.
When did he make that? Sorry about this, everybody. I've never heard of this film before.
It's so good. Well, basically, what it is a bunch of like small vignettes over like there's like between 5 and 15 minutes, right? 4 or 5 of them, and then there's one much longer one. And it's so Alan Moore. It's really, really good. Look, I'll send it to you. It's really excellent.
I think that you mentioned people like Alan Moore, and Michael Moorcock is another one. And when they take Doctor Who, in a sense, you could say that this isn't a very Doctor Who concept. It's also high fantasy, isn't it? And very deep. And there's nothing, it looks like there's going to be nothing set on Earth. And I suppose Rose will be there somewhere in this because Billy Piper's in the artwork.
In the promo image.
But it's all wild fantasy, isn't it? It's really deep stuff about the dark time and all the rest of it, a proper deep dive. Do you think they can do that too much with the Doctor Who property, even when they're aiming squarely at people who they know already love it?
No, I think it's good. I don't. Yeah, listen. Yeah, the basic rule is it good? That's the only thing that matters. Timeless Children, its biggest crime, essentially it's crap.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because this doesn't sound like mumbo jumbo, does it? Because just reading that synopsis.
Yeah, it's like look, it's actually some like scientific, this looks like it's by people who know and understand science fiction, as opposed to being political playwrights who happen to have the right skin color.
It chimes with something about the human condition, I suppose, when you talk about life and death, and so that way it's gonna work. It's gonna affect us in whatever way. Whereas the Timeless Children and other examples we get in other films and TV shows are mumbo jumbo because it's all sort of well, it's not. I wouldn't even say it's mystical. It's not spiritual. It's just sort of farted into existence with nothing.
Listen, it's there.
There's no substance to it.
It's there to fulfill a corporate consumer block. You know, like again, that's why Mandip Gill couldn't understand why people would be emotional.
So, what do you think? What do you think Mandip Gill would think about Time Lord Victorious?
I don't think she thinks really.
Yeah.
She'll be like, what? Really? I've never seen. Have you ever seen what looks like a thought going through her head? I haven't.
Well,
and I've looked for a long time.
I've looked at a few pictures of Mandip Gill. Well, I've seen her Twitter profile, and she's got a lovely picture on there on her profile where she's sort of gazing into the middle distance and looking as if she's deep in thought. And she's it's very beautiful. It's a nicely taken photograph. And I think she's trying to make us think, that there's something quite deep on her mind, something that maybe if we found out what it was, that we would be enchanted and fascinated. But of course, she says very, very little. And whatever she does say, just like a lot of people involved with present Doctor Who, whenever they do open their mouths, it usually
they end up speaking shit.
Yeah.
Segue, I think. Let's look at the Mandip Gill.
She's at it again.
Interview. How do I get there? One second, I go share. One second, I will go. Go doink, and then share screen. Chrome tab. Oh, there we go. It's got that Hugh Fullerton stench on it.
The king of spin, Dr. Spin.
Yes.
Look at this.
Oh, look at how he's. Look, I love how they put her in front of the good console. See, look, she's Doctor. Like, yeah, if you just cover over her, you get a feel like you're watching Doctor Who. Well, they took some time to name it. That's this picture. It was Yaz TARDIS. Really? What brainiac put into that?
Oh dear.
Okay, Mandip Gill on keeping secrets, darling. Nobody cares. Okay, you could tell us anything about any. I was going to say about Doctor Who, but anything. No, nobody gives a shit about anything. Anything you've ever touched.
It is testing, yeah. I struggle to care even remotely.
Yeah, really. So, yeah, keeping secrets. I think you've done that through offensive boredom. So, very good. Well done. The TARDIS team in lockdown. Who cares? Oh my god! Even the things they think we're going to care about. Who cares?
That is when you read that, you know that Hugh has done that just to get the word count up. You can go and see it.
Yes, yeah. There's a very good
hello, Hugh.
Book called Honest Whoredom for a quarter. Was it 25 cents a word? Which is when he used to stay up all night and writing these stories for like these sci-fi magazines, and he would take them to editor. If you sold them, he got 25 cents a word. So I guess Hughes might be on the same scale.
I think he's
in lockdown and the mysterious future. Who was mysterious? What's the mysterious future of Doctor Who? How they still make this shit? I mean, really?
Every single word that this man commits to the screen in connection with this show, it's spin. You would be forgiven for thinking that you'd missed an entire series of Doctor Who that was that was good. That was the way he's talking about it.
That's the weird thing. They treat this Doctor Who like it's David Tennant, and it's David Tennant merged with Tom Baker at the absolute height when there's a strike. So you only have one show on ever, not just one channel, one show. Yeah. So that you all have to watch under penalty of law. They treat it like the ratings are like that, not that they have imploded and they're minuscule.
I think that the term "fake it till you make it" only really applies before you actually make it. Once you've made it, and then 4-star expletive deleted the bed. They are Monica Lewinsky covered in jizz, and I am Hillary Clinton who's just walked in. And I was being polite there and not saying the word shit.
I'm not monetized. It's perfectly okay.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, they shit the bed. That's the thing with it.
Yeah.
So they brought Doctor Who back. They built it up. It was a massive success, and then they shit the bed. So afterwards,
how quickly? Oh my god! Even with their pitiful small episode count, which they can't manage to get themselves out of bed. Like, oh god, I got to make more Doctor. Like, just leave, Chris. Just leave. If you're miserable, if you're in the corner crying and you're and your butt hurt because you're done. Frankly, awful work. I put out had a stream the other day saying, should we feel bad for him? Because he probably feels very awful about how and the consensus is no. He said no.
The way he carries on, you would think that a job on a North Sea oil rig would be a walk in the park compared to showrunning Doctor Who.
Oh my god!
I have every sympathy for you, Chris.
Oh, what a pussy! I mean, really? Oh, just God! You got to write 10 episodes of TV. And you just just how do you screw up that badly?
Well, this is it. They have screwed up, and so to have built it up and then done what they've done, and for it to fall, you don't expect maybe complete honesty about it. They're going to talk it up to some degree, but this is like exactly as you've said. This is like they are talking about a completely different television show at a completely different time in its life. We saw too, even those who weren't watching, and there were lots of people not watching, even those who weren't watching know what happened, know how it went down, Rabbi.
Right, so it's exclusive. It's only exclusive if anybody cares. How will we just cope with the Doctor in prison? Who cares? Will Series 13 be delayed? Who cares? Hopefully. What is the deal with the Master? He's a guy who's played by Sacha Dhawan. Who cares? Oh, actually, I quite like Sacha. Okay, Sacha puts heart into it. I feel bad for you. We quiz the Doctor's best friend, her bestie ever, I bet you are, about what can we expect going forward. Shit. That's what we can expect.
I think I have a good guess, yeah.
Yes. Fine. Well, Doctor Who Series 4 was a pretty massive year for Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. Yeah, in that she completely...
She was working.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I got a lot done this year. I crushed people's hopes and dreams. Yeah, on a biblical scale. Well, COVID, people thought that was bad. No, I'm much worse because, eventually, we're going to be able to go out to the park again. She will always be Doctor Who. I think I won't her out of existence, and they're never going to.
Rabbi, this is absolute gold. The second line, we're going to be here all night talking about
I know.
The second line's a belter. Just makes you want to pull out your own teeth and throw the wall.
It's okay. It's okay. It also contains some revelation about Mandip Gill's companion. Yes, they made something up on the back of a fag packet. And he like towards the end of the scene, like, oh, weren't we supposed to do something about what's the one? The brown girl? No, not the small, little brown girl. The medium.
I bet somebody said that, but I bet he did say that backstage.
That's how they talk about people.
It does seem that way. Absolutely appalling. Again, the gold keeps coming. Drew plaudits from audiences. Is that what happens when people switch off, Rabbi?
I don't know.
Is that button on your remote that said that the red one that says like standby? Because I think people just flip their TVs to standby, or they just hit ITV.
Anything. We've been over this. Like, let's say Country File was on, and you're bored out of your mind watching people ramble in a park, going round and round on a piece of grass. Who gives a crap? Okay, but then Doctor Who comes on and say, "Listen, you can either watch Doctor Who, or I can get this man with extraordinarily large hands to anally fist you. Now, what would you rather?" So you go, well, the anal fisting sounds particularly bad. It does. I listen. I won't lie. I won't lie. His hands look very big. Those knuckles look like they're somehow diseased and warped. But so that looks like it's going to be not just painful, but I will probably have to have some kind of reconstructive surgery. Okay, so that's bad. On the other hand, it's Doctor Who with Jodie Whittaker. So I guess it's the anal fisting then, really. I hope I can be back.
I'm with Booper. yeah.
Again, and yes, hope I can be back for Call the Midwife. That's really what it was. Anything other than watching like 600,000. That wasn't one person. There were 600,000 people who jumped out of windows rather than exist in the same room. Exist in the same room with Doctor Who. Yeah. And quite frankly, I understand it. Okay. Back to line 2. Yes. Whose new backstory drew plaudits from audience. No, he didn't. From audience as they unfold alongside a bigger arc. No, they didn't. What do you mean? They didn't unfold. No, you had one scene before the Villa of Dildodi or whatever.
Yeah. I'm gonna
BBC sci-fi drama.
I'm going to Google what the official definition of a plaudit is.
I think it means some kind of praise, wouldn't it?
An expression of praise or approval.
From whom? Who? Who gave? Other than you, Hugh. Like who? Hugh, I don't think you could have said it was good because you often have Christian stick in your mouth. So I don't understand how you would have had time to say it was good because you'd be like, oh, yeah. That's just a level of his journalistic ability. Okay, shall we go forward? Recently, we caught up with Gill to find out how she and the Doctor Who team, including Jodie Whittaker, Bradley Walsh, and Tosin Cole, who gives a shit, are keeping busy in lockdown. Who gives a shit? She's making awful videos that, like, actually, I kind of miss now. She went about 2 weeks without making them, and I realized I really enjoy roasting them. They're so much fun. They're so stupid. They're just so bad. I want to tell people how you feel. Good. I hate you. I mean,
yeah.
Oh,
I liked it a lot better when Sue Pollard used to do all
that. Sue Pollard would be a far better Doctor. With a Series 12 highlights, as well as what we can look forward to. Okay, you just said, Kim said, fine.
Told you, get that word count up, Hugh. He's got to earn a crust. He's got to earn a crust, doesn't he? Earn a shilling or two. Get that word count up.
Well, but apparently he's a dentist because he's pulling teeth. Hello, Mandip. We're here to talk about Doctor Who. Good. And let's get an extra word count in. But here's an obliquely pandemic question. How are you passing time in the lockdown? Like all of us, watching Netflix.
That's terrible chat-up line for you.
Anything but passing. Well, I don't do anything but time is passing. Yeah, okay, but we're all doing the same. I don't care. You're a boring person. I'm really good at not doing anything. Really? Who could have guessed Wow. Okay, fine. That's a revelation. I might paint my toenails later. None of this surprises me about what goes through her head. And then I think I'm done for the month. Yeah, okay, fine, exactly. If he can pull an interview out of this blank piece of wood, I think he deserves a Pulsar surprise. Give any comment?
Yeah, it's a struggle already, isn't it? It has to be said. It's noticeable.
I mean, right? She's got nothing to say.
You think she'd be glad just to speak to somebody, anybody, even you, Hugh, with these terrible chat lines.
Wouldn't you love to interview her? I don't know. What would you ask her? I don't know.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not going into that.
Like, so, Mandip, how do you feel about unit dating? I think she's dating one person at a time. Just watch. Fine. Fine. That's a pretty full day in the current climate. Shut up. Well, it was a completely cool day, but then we've been doing it for 5 weeks. Imagine how thick my nail varnish is. Yeah, okay, Mandip, darling.
That's the game.
I want you to know this. They make nail varnish remover, and in between. I don't know. I don't wear nail varnish, regularly, but I think in between varnishing, maybe you can clean it off and then apply a new coat or a new color. Yeah, I would recommend that. Again, I am not an expert. If you want, I can bring my daughter down and find out.
There you go. She can have that tip for free from the rabbi there.
There you go.
Just for you, Mandip.
Fine. So where are we? So have you been staying in touch with the other Doctor Who cast? I bet she has. She's probably the only people she knows. All the time. I've literally just messaged Jodie. Oh God, really? Blech. I'm sorry to do that. We have our WhatsApp group, so we're still sending memes, sending messages. Brad's sending videos. I bet he's the only one sending anything entertaining of his gorgeous place. And as soon as it's done, we're going to meet up. Okay, fine. It's really, there's virtually no information at all. Fine. Okay, she's been WhatsApping with them. We'll always stay in touch because we're really, really close. We spend a lot of time, I'm so bored. Oh my God. Oh, God.
She's not saying anything unreasonable. Yeah. It's all perfectly pleasant, but it doesn't make for great reading, does it, you?
Oh, it's just very, very dull. Like, really? Like, she's very, very dull. I'm actually nostalgic about the toenail varnish. That's interesting.
Not everybody can be scintillating wits like you and I, Rabbi.
That is true. But really, she's like a vacuum of charm. She's like a black hole of charm. In fact, if you had something charming there, she would like they would start to turn grey. All right. Have you ever seen that movie? What's the name with Amy? Oculus.
No. Any good?
Oh my God, that's a scary movie. That's a really scary movie.
I like a scary film or two.
This is really good. I can't believe you've never seen it.
No, I thought it was going to be crap, so I stayed away from it.
Oh, it's really good. Really, generally good.
Yeah, a mate told me it was good. Actually, yeah, You're not the only person who's told me it was good, Rabbi. Somebody told me at the time, and I just forgot.
Basically, it's like this demon thing that lives in a mirror and messes with your like how you perceive things. And so, oh my God, it's really clever and really scary.
Oh gosh, that'll go back on the list now. In fact, I think it's up on Netflix or something.
Yeah, it should be. I recommend it highly. Fine. We're going to do it. Talking to a friend. Okay, we'll always say to focus. I know it sounds like a cliche. I'm sure it sounds like a cliche because it's coming out your bloody mouth. But a family. They feel like okay. Oh yes, they feel like a family. Wonderful. Me and Tosin are cast as the little kids. Jodie's the big sister, and Brad's the dad. Okay, so obviously Jodie's so needy. Yes, well, yeah, obviously, that's how she plays the Doctor. Incredibly needy. So needy. So she's forever going, guys, can we meet up soon? Yeah, okay. This is her Doctor. She wants to do a Zoom meeting. Actually, that's what she wants to do. Oh God, the way she speaks is boring. Oh God. How long is this? Oh, bloody hell. Really? Oh, get out of town.
Good God. She says more in this interview than she has in two entire seasons.
I don't know how far I'm going to get through it.
I think we've got to spare the viewers.
Well, let's see. Actually, get a question. Let's go through the questions. It'll be a question.
Yeah, good idea.
Largest team Zoom meeting. What I thought. Who cares? Doctor Who fans seem to come back. Doctor Who fans seem to have come together during the lockdown to lift spirits. How do you know? Well, you're not a fan. What do you know about that?
Nothing to do with her whatsoever. Good job, Hugh. She's nothing to do with her.
I'm glad you're informing her because she probably doesn't know.
To be fair, I don't actually blame Mandip for this interview being so bad. This is badly conducted, badly written, badly edited. This guy's a clown. I don't know how he's working at Radio Times. I just don't know.
At least it's consistent.
Yeah, that's true.
Watch-alongs, virtual conventions, and so on. Were you surprised how much fandom has come through? Yeah, because once we ditched you, things started to come together. It was wonderful. It was only when you started showing it started to shit. Okay. I actually wasn't surprised at all because I know it's so popular. By all the death threat I get. Please, everybody, do not send Mandip Gill a death threat or in any way, shape, or form. That was merely a joke, not an instruction. Okay, nobody send any death threats to anyone. Thank you. Actually, and also nobody kill him. Don't kill anyone. If somebody goes, well, I was going to warn him, but the rabbi told me not to threaten anyone, so I just killed him. Don't do that either. No killing and no death threats.
Send nice things to people and nice
things to people.
You can't say anything nice.
Okay, I know people that have always done artwork or of it and rewritten stories. What stories and whatnot.
I think she means slash fiction.
I don't know. Yeah, probably. And when I first started, I was taken aback by how much fan art, but now I'm used to it. But I think the watch along surprised me. But I'm not shocked. But I'm really surprised how many people are. Yeah, she's amazed how many Doctor Who fans there are. It's like, how is this watch along getting so many more people than we got to watch ours? What's going on? Don't they know we were on?
She's been in this job 3 years, Rabbi. 3 years.
What?
She's been in this job 3 years, and she had no idea that there was as many Doctor Who fans as there are.
Oh, aren't there a lot of you? Oh, I don't know who knew. We all did until you showed up, darling. Everybody knew until you put your face in the door. That's who knew.
Oh, I see. You took part in the one for BBC America.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's what they meant. Not the actual ones that other people. Yeah, I can't remember that actually being a success. I don't know anybody who watched that. I don't think it trended.
It didn't trend. So, as did Truth of
Mandip was obviously watching.
Yeah, so I had two of them. Yeah, again.
Mandip, thank you.
She probably had an agent on the phone. Okay, so fine. Let's go to that. I watched Spyfall 1 and 2 with everyone. All 4 people showed up, and I can see why people do it because I had so much to say. Really, I can't believe it. Beforehand, I was like, "Oh God, what am I going to tweet about?" Really? Oh God.
Do you think a lot of the stuff that she had to say was something along the lines of, "Oh, well, there was a scene with I had a scene cut at this point. I'm
not surprised. I'm surprised that they got in it. You know what she's like? Have you seen the show What We Do in the Shadows?
No, this is the vampire show. The Taiki. Him who made Thor Ragnarok. Taiki.
Yeah. Who again, sadly, is insanely talented. He's very, very funny. And you got to separate the art from the artist, otherwise you can't enjoy anything. You just got to. So his show. So it's about a bunch of vampires come together. They're very old school vampires. Dracula. Yeah, they all like European.
They wear the full sort of Bela Lugosi style gear, don't they?
They're kind of loser. They're kind of like nebbish as well, and kind of loserish. They're like,
good.
We should clean the bodies up from over here. So there's one of them though who just looks like a normal person. His name is Colin Robinson, and what he is, he's an energy vampire. That he'll just come and talk and bore you, and as your boredom happens, that's what he feeds off. And that's really what she is. She's an energy vampire.
You know what? I mean, in all seriousness, if people are just jobbing actors, not everybody can be loaded up with charisma, can they? And have lots to say for themselves.
Well, how can they have nobody? I mean, I was going to say, how can they have nobody on the production who has any charisma? And then I realized they have.
That's what I was wondering.
Bradley Walsh has tons of charisma, and that's why he's the only one who seems like a human being on there. Ugh. I tell you, these watch-alongs have done nothing but harm to the car. I haven't realized how good it was and how terrible it is.
Yeah.
Like if you imagine if you did a watch-along and then saw one of their episodes, like you saw like Human Nature, which again, we don't like Paul Cornell. He's an arsehole. Fantastic episode. Absolutely fair. Or actually, I think I preferred Father's Day. Father's Day. I think one of the best episodes of Doctor Who ever made. Honestly, really did. I mean, floods of tears. I loved it. And then you watched was it Can You Hear Me? And you watched it, like, could you imagine? It's like going from one dimension to the other. Anyway, I'll keep going. You there? You still there? Oh no, you're not there. I lost you. Okay, fine. I'm glad I found out. Okay, so when you return, please just speak up because I'm in a different window, so I can read this. Fine, okay. So I can see why people are watching them and rewatching them because there's always little things to pick up on. It's like, God, we all know this. Oh God, she's so Oh, you're back. Oh, good.
I just came back to Scream.
Well, that. There you go. So, what's this question? We should talk about Series 12, which feels like a million years ago now. Yeah, it does. You know, because we've had good Doctor Who, and like you can't even remember this stuff now. But it only concluded at the start of March, which it was a big one for Yaz and a backstory. So it was not. Yeah, she was bullied because she was Muslim living in Yorkshire. Have you ever been to bloody Yorkshire? If you're not Muslim, you're more likely to be bullied. Not that Muslims bully people, as far as I know. But it's like Yorkshire. It's like such a predominantly. She looks like she comes from Yorkshire. Yeah, that's how you probably scripted her. She's the medium brown girl. Remember? I thought she does seem
like a somebody from Sheffield would be. You know,
exactly.
I've never thought that she was badly cast in that respect.
She's not. No, she's not badly cast. But the idea of saying she got bullied because of her skin color. Really? Shut up. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I find that very hard to believe.
Yeah, again,
she's only 32.
I can understand if it was 1976.
Yeah,
right. Exactly. Then I would believe you. But in 2020 or 2015, when you were saying, because all those years ago, whatever it was, no, shut up. It's like again, there's this assumption that the Western civilization is inherently racist, and it's just nonsense. I don't know where it comes from. It's ridiculous. Like, what barrier to entry is there to anything for anyone?
None that I've seen.
Really?
I've spoken about this subject briefly before, but yeah, none that I've seen. Yeah, I've gone big. Where's the rabbi gone? Where's the rabbi screen gone? Yeah, he's left holding that. Yeah, I hope they haven't. Yeah, that's not Chris Chibnall taking down the stream there. What's going on with that? I don't know. But yeah, I feel much the same as you do about it, Rabbi.
What happened?
He's back.
You feel much the same about what?
The whole thing. The whole.
I'm thinking, are we going to go back for this? I'm thinking, not really. Okay. What's the chat one? Shall we keep reading this interview? Now, can we move on? Fine. Problem being, you've spoken for the masses. Yes. Oh God, it was awful.
I think there's very little else to see there. That's the lesson we've all learned from clicking on anything that Hugh Fullerton puts out. Certainly at Radio Times, because what isn't spin is insufferably boring. There's nothing in between.
That is correct. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, yes, yeah. So anyway, okay, fine. So we got a couple of non-Doctor Who things I want to move on to, which is a couple of fun things. The Last of Us. Have you heard of The Last of Us?
I haven't. No.
You haven't?
No.
Really? Okay,
no,
it's extremely good video game. Extremely good game.
Oh, I'm not a gamer. I don't
either. It's one of the only games I've ever played.
So is it an apocalyptic? Is it some sort of apocalyptic thing then, Rabbi?
Yeah. Again, okay. Here are the games I played that I can remember: Last of Us, Ghostbusters. That was kind of fun. What's the last one? I think, and Portal 2. All of them have really good stories. So Last of Us had this incredibly good story, and it's essentially about this post-apocalyptic wasteland where this fungus has taken over much of the planet, and they're basically zombies, right? And so you got this man who's lost his daughter and a daughter, and this girl who's an orphan, and she's being shipped. He has to get her across country so they can get something from her blood so they can make a vaccine or anything to stop the fungus apocalypse, right? So that's basically, and it's just an incredibly compelling story of how these two people go from being antagonistic to like really becoming a family. But it's like it's a real sense. It was a real story, and you really cared about them, and it was like it was a really good game. It was a really they had story and you had really good gameplay. And it was one of the few games I say it's really worth it. Oh, Alien Isolation. That's the other game I played. That's awesome. Alien Isolation, you spend most of the time hiding in closets.
Like Jodie Whittaker did in that video a few weeks ago.
Exactly. But you actually, in Alien Isolation, you can back up in a closet when you see the alien stop by. And if you breathe too heavy, he'll still find you. It's really, tell you, that is one terrifying game.
And so we've got The Last of Us 2.
Fine. Okay. So yes,
same lines.
Thank you for reminding me. So we have The Last of Us 2, which everyone was like, yeah, absolutely, Last of Us is awesome. I'm going to buy it. And then it turned out, then the leaks came out about what they're doing, and they have a totally woke storyline where they allegedly kill off the main character and then kill off the other main character, and then you take over and you play for this this man who's apparently a woman, this very insanely muscular, mannish woman, again, it's just like this woke nightmare. And so it was like, screw that, I'm not buying that. And now they're like, whoa! Well, first they tried to change the narrative. They said, oh, where did the leaks come from? Let's find the leakers. We've got to find the real leakers.
So people found out what their game was going to be about, where the narrative was going, and they just didn't bother buying it. Is that what happened?
Yeah.
I wonder why.
and then first they did all these copyright strikes on all the channels that reported it, and they're all fraudulent copyright strikes. They're like doing everything to control the narrative. But yeah, I can always say about Doctor Who, whatever the narrative is, whatever they say about it, eventually you've got to show your episode. Eventually you've got to put up, and that's where that's the worst case scenario. If you listen to us and you jump ship, it'll be less embarrassing than if you show the episode. If you show the episode, that's much worse for you. Yeah, we're doing you I understand. Quitting now, Chibs, if you quit now, you're admitting failure and defeat, right? If you don't quit now, you're going to be stomped into oblivion, and you're going to wish you had a chance to just admit failure and defeat and walk off and maybe have some other profession as your life moves forward. But
it's only going to get worse, isn't it? I think if the present.
Yeah, listen, Chibs, if you go through that, you're going to be mucking out the lepers, mate. You're on the bottom rung if you do. Don't do it. We're trying to help you. It's Last of Us 2. So everyone's like, no way we're not. So there was just a tweet. I have to share it where the the voice actor.
So people haven't bought their game. Understandably, others are commenting on it. People who make content, people who write reviews or whatever, are giving their honest opinions. And the people who published the game, who created the game, have got a big problem with that on principle.
Right. So, okay, so this is the guy who voiced who's like this massive SJW, who voiced him, voiced the character, literally begging you to buy the game.
Yes, with that body language, I dislike this man already. I'm not ashamed to admit.
Okay, but can we just listen to him beg for a second? Because let me just go back a second, because I don't want to miss a moment of his begging.
Crazy games for 3 decades, and this is the biggest, ambitious game they've ever done. Your experience could be undone by a couple screenshots.
Yeah, it can. Yeah,
development could be undone by that.
Yeah,
it's a game.
Yeah,
it's a game.
Yeah,
you have to experience it.
No,
all I'll say about that.
Okay, so
that's so strange.
Yes, it is.
We live in an age where I can't quite believe I've just seen that. The man is literally begging people to buy their product. And I mean, to be fair, he's not shaming them into it. But Jesus, that was desperate.
It's just weird, isn't it?
Yeah. I've never seen anything quite like that. How did it go down, Rabbi?
Well, yeah, I guess much as it's it's only happened the other day, and people were like, here's an idea. If you want us to buy your product, make a product that we want to buy, and don't do a bait and switch. However, why don't you just shut up and give us what we want, and then you don't have to, and then we don't have to have this adversarial. If you don't want to make it, don't make it. Don't make your bullcrap and put the logo on we like, just so we'll buy it. Shut up. If you want us to buy it, make what we want. If you don't want it, and again, I believe there should be creative freedom, and people should not be slaved to the needs of the audience. You need to do what you feel is right, but at the same time,
you've got to be the one who is held accountable for your creative decisions. And to be fair, if he's a cast member in gaming terms, it's not really for him to be begging the audience either. The man looked close to tears, which is obviously quite pathetic. But whoever did he do that of his own volition, or did somebody ask him to do it?
They really they thought they were gonna. Here's the thing. They have the best intentions. They think they're being good. They're stupid, but they think they're being good, right?
Right. You could be right.
Yeah. They think, people just don't understand that women shouldn't look sexual in any way because that's wrong and that's demeaning. And so they were going to take a woman and essentially make her a man, and that way he can show how much we like women by running terrified from femininity in any way, shape, or form. And then we can take all the characters we like and you murder them, and then you're going to understand how good it is to be whatever we want you to be. And now they think, oh no, now we found out their ploy. We're not going to buy, and we're not going to be influenced by them. And so
they've been discovered, haven't they? And in an age gone by, when there wasn't this sort of dialogue that you could have between the people who make this stuff, and by stuff I mean movies, TV, comics, games, everything. It was, they put the stuff out there, and sometimes it was a huge success, sometimes it was a moderate success, sometimes it didn't reach their expectation, shall we say, and other times it was a complete fucking disaster. And people, that happens. There's nothing you can really, obviously you're going to make the best material you possibly can, but you have to sort of accept that you got it wrong. Just accept you got it wrong. You read the audience wrong, you read the culture wrong, you read the industry wrong. They can't do that. Appetites of the people who keep you in employment, who enable you to do what you have chosen to do as your career. We don't always get it right. I've worked in the creative arts, Rabbi, so do you. of course, we don't always get it right. Why should it be any different for these dickheads? Why should it be any different? That guy. I mean, I don't know how old he is, but he's too old to be pleading to complete strangers online, whoever he is. I feel sorry for him.
It's just they got caught. I got caught.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, again, what they get caught doing a bait and switch again. And again, Last Jedi. Could you imagine if Mark Hamill tried to warn us? In all fairness, he's a massive SJW, but he tried to warn us. It was like
because he's got integrity. He puts his audience first. Integrity. He makes no excuses. He tells it like it is. I think he's quite a polite man. I disagree with a lot of his politics too, but I cannot but respect the man because I think he conducts himself quite well. I mean, some of the things he says on social media, but then again, it's that sort of it's a lot of social media, a lot of Twitter, and especially is sent out in a split second. Take some of it with a pinch of salt.
Imagine this: what if they did a new Star Wars movie, right? And it had Luke Skywalker in it, and it just completely ignored the sequel trilogy, right? And you had would you be interested? Do you think?
Yeah. Someone asked me a riff on this question quite recently because I've recently appeared on Phantom from Down Under, the podcast with my friend Adam O'Brien, and I've never spoken about Star Wars before, and because I've only recently seen The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah, yeah. Video up on the Facebook channel.
That's a pretty tough watch, let me tell you.
Yeah. I stayed away for a long time and for a reason. But it's left me in a place where I don't know what I want of Star Wars anymore. I don't know if I ever want to see. And I'm speaking as somebody who loved The Mandalorian. I did. I'm speaking as somebody who doesn't. I've got no appetite to see the Star Wars logo or fanfare appear on screen, on the big screen. I've just got no appetite for it for the foreseeable future in any form. But creatively, more films, another set of. Maybe one day. I don't. I'm just so numbed from it, Rabbi.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's how bad The Last Jedi was. That's. Can you imagine? I go back in time 5 years and tell you there's going to be a movie so bad, it's going to make you not want to see a Star Wars movie. Could you imagine if I told you that?
It doesn't. But I remember it was 2012 when Disney bought Lucasfilm, and those first announcements they started to drip out, and the excitement, even with people
everything that happened was exciting.
Yeah, it was fiercely exciting. They knew who they were aiming for, and they didn't. I think they got it right. And although some were wary of JJ's name being there, I don't think too many people were crossing themselves.
The cast read through, and he's working with Lawrence Kasdan, and the practical effects, and
all the right things.
Everything. It was like, yeah. And when you saw the movie, I didn't blink. I loved that movie. Now, it ended too quickly. I wanted to see what happened next. I can't wait to see the next half.
Me too.
Yeah, that didn't go where I thought it would. And I'm watching The Last Jedi. And I'm going, what? Okay, she threw away the lightsaber. Okay, let's see where they go. What? Who? What? Why they do? And your brain can't really process it. I've tried to watch. Have you tried to watch it again?
Yes.
You can't get through it.
It's a long.
You can't get through it
because there's nothing to will you through it. It's. When you rewatch things, usually, when I rewatch things, usually, I can normally sort of reach for something. It's like reaching for a handrail in the dark, and I can normally find something. But with that, I couldn't. I just couldn't.
Yeah. But there's not just that. It's that every creative decision that they made, every creative decision was wrong.
Yeah. So there's nothing to grab onto. There's nothing. It all just turns to mush.
And you think, Benicio del Toro, yes, like a Han Solo, like a Rogue. No, he's about. Look, there's.
I forgot he was even in it.
Right,
an actor of that caliber.
Right, and so at the end, okay, the story is essentially an idiot woman takes control of the Rebel Alliance and destroys them. That's the story.
Now I've seen and now once you see the Rise of Skywalker in context, that is exactly how it appears. It's because it's that detached from the rest of it. It feels like some sort of a big cheese dream that goes on in the middle, and that it's substituted. That the real episode 8 that happened somewhere, some point. We never got to see that. So when the story picks up again, you feel like you've sort of missed something.
You know what?
Somehow.
If they had just eaten crow, they just laid back down and made an alternative episode 8, they could have saved Star Wars. If they just did it, they tried to do it in one movie, but also JJ's not up for writing it. He's not a writer. He's a good director. He could direct it well, but he can't write.
Not in that sense. No, I mean plotting a film.
And also, that's a real writing challenge. Kept digging yourself out of that hole. Although I did it, I came up with a story. You could have everything you wanted. So JJ could have everything he wanted, and the audience could get everything they want, and they could have a movie at a normal length, and it would have worked. Okay, I'll give you the bullet points of the movie. Picture this: opening crawl, what happens? Then you pan down. There's a civil war going on in the First Order as Kylo Ren's forces wipe out the remnants of whoever it was. The guy in Jewels, the guy he killed. Who cares? Snoke, right? That's it. And then so you have a space battle, and it goes down to planet level, and then there's a ground assault led by Kylo Ren. Lightsabers out, slashing through.
Chopping them down.
Awesome scene, right? He's at Palpatine's temple, right? He's in the that was their base, Palpatine's secret temple. So there, and then you think there's a Palpatine in it. He's in it, but really it's a droid that has taken on all of Palpatine's memories, right? That was programmed in it. And Snoke was a clone that was a clone servitor, and the two of them broke out of their servitude together, and their goal is to resurrect.
That's good, great idea. And
first they do full choke Leia. Fine, and that actually you get like she kills her, gets her off the screen. You don't have to worry about her. Motivates everybody.
It's funny when you watch Rise of Skywalker, because as awful as this is, and I love I thought the effects work they did with Carrie Fisher in that was really good. But throughout it, you are sort of very aware that she's about to expire.
I know.
It's like watching. It's like watching. It's like staring at your phone, at your smartphone, and watching the power go down. You know it's gonna happen. You're not quite sure how much it's using. So is it going to happen slightly quicker than you anticipated? And that is a far less dignified end for Carrie Fisher's contribution to this saga than the one that you described. They were trying to be sensitive, and I know that Billy Lord was apparently more than happy with it, and God bless her. Fair enough, I understand that. I respect that.
Yeah,
but I think that they could have looked at other ways. Really.
Right. There's so much more they could have. Well, no, I just sent you a link in your Twitter if you want to jump in,
Mr. Glenn.
Okay. So, but essentially, that her being strangled in front of Chewie motivates Chewie. He has like an arc in it. I had a whole bunch of stuff going on. There was.
Did you like Chewie's arc? Did you like Chewie's arc? Did you like Chewie's arc in The Rise of Skywalker when they pretended he was?
Oh, Chewie's dead, now he's alive. Who cares? Oh, look, C-3PO's got bowcaster, and it's done.
Yeah, it's lazy.
Again, you want to do it in 2 movies? Fine. You want to bring why did you just bring a real writer in? Bring was it Kieran Gillen, the guy who wrote the comic book, the Darth Vader comic book? He's brilliant. I
just don't understand why they've bought a publishing company. They've bought this, they bought that, and all the talent associated with it, and they never use any of them.
Up. It's a talent. It's unbelievable.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, by all means, I mean, if somebody, there's still, I hear now and again talk about even going back and remaking the whole thing
the thing of remaking Star Wars, the original trilogy.
Yeah.
They're so going to do that.
I can't. It's so unimaginable to me, even now. But I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, I would have thought it was unimaginable to remake The Lion King 3 years ago, Rabbi. And
yes, it's the weirdest thing, isn't it? It really is. So you were, but again, there's just so much they could do. Oh God, it's just such a breathtaking mismanagement, like happening in real time before you. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, mismanaging the greatest brands in the world.
Yeah,
all at the same time. Extraordinary.
Unbelievable. Okay, what's it? But let's what's it? I want to move on to our last story and then wrap up. But before I do, Hannah, I want to remind everybody: do you want to win Carnival of Monsters? It's that's what we're giving away this week. All you need to do: subscribe to the channel. Actually, I should get my Drastic out. It's over there.
Yeah,
subscribe
that's what I was
to the channel. And Drastic was actually made from was it collie skull, like a dog skull? Is that how they made it?
Was it?
Yeah, that's why it's so real. The teeth were so realistic. It was.
I wish you had told me that.
There you go.
Oh, that's horrible. Okay, apart from that, I like it.
Yeah, slowed down the camera. They did the high-speed recording.
Scared the life out of me when I was a kid when I first saw that story. Not the first time around. I'm nowhere near that old.
Yeah, no, it was Five Faces of Doctor Who, right? That's probably what you saw.
Yeah, great story, Carnival of Monsters. Well worth winning. Subscribe to the Rabbi.
This is a special edition 2 disc set, but tons of extras. All you need to do to win it is subscribe to the channel, subscribe, and then leave the hashtag in the comments, mini scoop. People are putting mini skirt. I'm accepting all entries, don't worry. People try and work out what I'm saying, my mush mouth pronunciation. Go and check the video notes. It has everything there. Copy and paste. Just copy and paste, and that's all you need to. Also, there is a audio story you can download, Doctor Who story called Minuet in Hell. Not the Big Finish version, which is legitimately awful. If you saw my video recently, what is the most sexist moment in Doctor Who? It is that story. Have you ever listened to that story?
I'm afraid so, yeah. And as much as I love that's probably the only stinker in about the first 50-odd releases. It's really bad.
It just sticks out like a sort of.
Oh, it's got Nicholas Courtney in it as well.
What that?
Oh, it's got Nicholas Courtney in it as well, isn't it?
I know, it's so sad. The accents are absolutely terrible. Hey, how are you doing? Hey. That's the accent is actually not
yeah, and as much as I love that was
okay, now you're doing the thing. You got the sound up. Yeah, it sticks out like a sort of.
Oh, it's got Nicholas Courtney in it as well.
What that?
It's got Nicholas Courtney in it as well, isn't
it? Here it's so sad. The accents are terrible. Hey, how are you doing? Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yay!
I'm alive.
I know.
How are you? How are you doing?
Fantastic, mate.
How you doing, mate?
I'm good.
We have had a laugh here this last hour or so.
Brilliant. Yeah, the rough morning, myself and Cheryl actually couldn't bloody sleep this morning. We ended up, Cheryl went to bed early, right? Then she got up. She was getting up all during the night. She just in pain. We ended up staying up this morning until about 11 o'clock, and then we decided to go to bed. But Cheryl went to bed. Did you get back up again?
Yeah, I've never been asleep.
Oh, Cheryl hasn't been asleep apparently.
Sorry.
Cheryl hasn't been asleep too. See, Cheryl has a lot of pain.
Okay, no. This is what you do. If you can't sleep, go to the radiotimes.com, read the Mandip Gill interview. If you can stay awake past the third question, you're doing fantastic. Mate.
There you go, Cheryl. That might actually work.
I bet it will.
That might actually work. So just to let you all know, anyway, as you know, Rabbi has put a trailer together. So what I want you to do is go on to Rabbi's channel. He has it on Twitter as well. I'm going to throw it up on Twitter. It's on my YouTube channel. It's on Rabbi. You've put it up on your YouTube channel.
No, I haven't.
Yeah. Right. So what I want you to do, guys, I want you to share the crap out of that trailer. We want to get as many people as we can to watch on Saturday. We have a great.
What's the hashtag, mate?
I'm going to reshare it again tomorrow. I think I got the date wrong.
Have you? It's the 16th.
I think so. I saw it today.
16th.
I think it's the 17th, which is wrong. This is Saturday 17th.
Oh, and you should have put Saturday the 16th. Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna put a corrected version tomorrow. But let it be out there. Don't share it yet. Let it be out there. People just know what's happening.
Right, yeah. Do
and
that.
Look, we will work it out. It's not a big deal.
So when he gets the
new
trailer, yeah, we'll get it out to you. But I've thrown it up anyway. But it's this Saturday anyway. You will see Saturday and you'll know that the date is wrong, but the day is right.
Right. Listen, you work it out. And again, we'll get the correct thing up and it'll be fine. Don't worry.
Sorry, we're only starting this. This is our second week doing it, so there'll be a few hiccups along the way. But look, last week was a huge success. The stream actually was a huge success as well. I've just had a look for a classic stream that we've done on this channel. It's over 500 views. So
excellent.
So that's actually very good because our serious 12 reviews got over 1,000. So the fact that we're still pulling in 500, 9-10 weeks later, is actually not bad considering what's happening with YouTube. So it turned out great. Everybody seemed to enjoy it. Rabbi was like a little kid in a fucking chocolate factory like myself, man. It was great. And Ballstreck joined us as well.
Yeah, I'm about halfway through watching it myself. I was streaming a little myself earlier that day, so I didn't get a chance to watch it. But...
I'm halfway between two of your things as well. Your first one, Inferno, and I'm Inferno. Thomas Children. I keep switching between the two whenever I have a spare minute.
A double dose of Dan. Yeah, we had a bit of a Pertwee fest on Saturday for the Inferno 50th anniversary.
And how did that go? How did the podcast go? Because I'm interested. Because I think there is right, and Dan, you probably agree with me. And Rabbi definitely agrees with me. There seems to be a demand right now for Classic Who, whether it's listening to a podcast, a YouTube channel, or
there is actually
in the tweet along. Like, I mean, last Saturday I was seeing people use that hashtag that I'm not even following, and that just put a smile on my face because it goes to show you that there is a reach. So, how did the podcast do well? Because I know your podcast do well anyway, but
the Pertwee live thing that we did the other night, I haven't checked. I'm going to check now as I'm talking to you because it did. We had a good chunk of people watching. Yeah, considering that I've still got by both your standards, I've got quite a small channel. Really, I only put things on from time to time. But we're up to 80, nearly 90 views on that, and that's pretty good. But we had lots of people in the chat at the time contributing. I've sort of joining in with the conversation, chipping in, and I think it makes for a pretty entertaining watch. So what we're probably going to do is do some more of those, and I may turn it into a podcast too, so people can download it and just do all 7 episodes of Inferno.
And listen, while you're at it as well, right? Well, anytime I'm on and I'm live. Come into the live chat and leave the link in the bloody chat, man. And then everybody be able to share it then for you as well, and we'll get
because that was the idea. That wasn't actually my idea. I'm not going to claim it was my idea. It was a guy, Stephen Woolston, who's a member of our Facebook group, and he said, wouldn't it be lovely to do something to celebrate 50 years of Inferno? And he said, why don't we put the episode up in the Facebook group and people can leave some nice comments about it? And I thought, that's a nice thought, but I think we can do a little bit better.
Well, I'm at classic groups on Facebook now, right?
I've noticed loads.
I've been invited to loads all of a sudden as well. And then anytime I've put up a thing about this tweet along that we're doing now, it seems to be getting nothing but positive comments. There's not one person that has been negative except that one person on Twitter that was saying, what are you showing that crap for? That last week.
What can you do?
I saw a couple of people saying, I like the idea of watching this, but I'm not going to be associated with people who have that political opinion and have that opinion of Jodie Whittaker. Well, screw them. The way I also saw comments, I know that Emily Cook was behind you as much as she could be. I saw her share your links, and I know Phil Morris, who I don't really care what anybody else thinks. I deeply respect Phil Morris. And he seems like a nice guy to me. I'm sure
he was in the chat last week, Dan.
Oh, was he? Oh,
yeah. He was on our stream last week. He joined us. He actually gave us a bit of info as well. Some other guy as well, Paul. What's his name?
Cornell.
No.
Yeah. Could you imagine, Dan? Could you imagine?
I'd love to get him on. Wouldn't you love to talk to him? It'd be fascinating.
Yeah.
Somebody else, Gary asked in the chat about the Tunnel Victorious announcement.
Yeah.
As you're here, what do you think of it?
Right, yeah, I've just heard the news. Series of books or something is what I'm.
This is the second one.
Right.
Hang on a second. I'll show you the first
Well,
one.
here's the thing, though. Have they given before? I haven't read it yet, so I have to read it to get the whole gist of it. So they're doing novels so far, yeah. So have they given a price range of what these novels are gonna? How much they're gonna?
Whatever it's gonna be, it's gonna be. It'll be a regular price of a novel, I think.
And how much is a regular novel? Does anybody know? Because I haven't bought one in years.
I mean, I don't know. Look at Amazon. Well, like no more than £10. It's probably be about £7. Would be my guess.
Right.
The links are up. People can pre-order them.
Yeah.
Oh, let's have a look. Let's find out.
Well, here, look. I mean, as we said ourselves, we are cautiously optimistic about this.
They're £10.
The problem that I have is obviously the accessibility for all fans. Now, this will be fantastic if they pull this off, and the story, if the writing is brilliant, right? That'll all count for nothing if this is not available for all fans. Now, I've said this before. Now, they have come out already to say that if fans can't afford to do all the platforms, they will get a brief summary, right? Now, if I was a person that was paying for it all, then I'd be saying, well, what kind of brief summary are they going to get? Is it going to, you know what I mean? Because we have to buy all this stuff to find out what's happening in the story, but you're willing to give the people that can't afford it a free preview. I don't think that's fair, right? Either way, what it should be done, and I've said this, now we don't know the pricing right now.
We do.
I've just looked it up. Yeah.
Oh, we do. Right. So it's $6.99. Right. So $6.99 Gary puts for the book. Right. So that's
no. It's more than that. It's £10, $9.99.
Yeah. And they're hardcovers. They're hardcover books as well. So they'll be.
That's a normal book now. It's just that's actually kind of a bit low. That's
no, that's fine, right? The book is fine, right? But there's the other platforms as well. All I'm just saying is there's going to be fans out there, and you know the situation that we're in now, guys. I don't want to name it.
Exactly.
Well, a lot of fans are not going to be able to afford it right now. You know, the economy's right now. We're all struggling for a few quid, as you know yourselves, right? So, I mean, I don't know. I just think the timing of this as well is off. Why now? And
this has been planning this for a while. This has been planned for a long time.
What has it?
It has. This has been planned for about a year. I would have thought it'll take about a year to pull this together with a cross-platform. I think about a year of planning.
So can I ask you a question? Do you think then that this was planned after they seen how bad Series 11 was, and they said probably
no? I do. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was after the license, after they started complaining, everybody had got a license. But in fact, they probably threatened to not renew their licenses, that maybe they didn't want to publish Doctor Who books of a brand that had been effectively demonetized by its own TV.
So go with the Doctor that's actually popular, which is David Tennant. Because let's be honest,
David Tennant is front and centre in this.
This is drastic action. This is like, he's front and center. They're not blurring the lines about who is leading this.
There, it's there. You can see it. You're right. There's the picture, right? He's front and center. The aliens, someone is behind them there, and then we've got a nude. I wonder who there is behind them, though. That's interesting.
I'll zoom in. I'll get a bigger picture of it.
Oh, by the way, guys, did you hear as well? The Who addicts put up an old. Well, they put up a post last night on Twitter, and it indicated that when Tectum was going through the corridor, do you remember when we were seeing the whole
thing? We do.
That could have been Omega or Rassilon, the silhouettes that you've seen in the
in the script it's saying it could be them. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Now, we did speculate on this channel while we were doing the watch-alongs. You remember, Rabbi? But we were kind of like, nah, they're not going to do that. And at one stage, they
wrote the script specifically.
Yeah.
So they. Okay. No. I got something I'm going to show you now.
Okay.
One second. Yeah,
is this going to make me mad? Is this going to make me mad?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is the script from the Timeless Children. You just go. Shall I read it for you?
No, can I read it?
You can read it. I would like to hear you read it. Yeah.
Right. So, and as Tectum watched a golden glow envelopes the child, Tectum stumbles back in stock as the child begins to regenerate. She changes her face and her body, becomes a young. Am I? No.
That's the script.
No.
That's the real script.
No.
That's real.
Can
That's not a joke. That actually happened.
I'm just reading the rights on the screen. Becomes a young brown girl. Wow. Okay.
It's breathtaking.
Right.
Isn't that insane?
Oh my God.
I don't think any of us could quite believe it.
Was it per much?
I just don't know what to say anymore. Look, I've kind of gave out enough now about this. We all know what Chris Chibnall is about, but look, he did a short story a while ago. Rabbi, actually, do you know what? Pull that short story up again if you can. Remember the short story that he did during the lockdown? The one short story that he did. That was like, 7-year-old wrote it. Right, again.
Right. It won't say. I'll open up the Timelord Victoria so you can look at that while I'm looking for the thing. So you just look at that.
Oh my God. So they've even admitted that the forced regeneration was a little girl, as has been saying all along. So
it has to be a little brown girl.
What annoys me is, right, he made such a big deal over Jodie Whittaker being the first female doctor. Should this storyline actually kind of, he has all the hard work that he's done in promoting Jodie Whittaker in this whole scene, he's just basically wiped her clean. She's not the first female doctor.
Yeah, no, exactly. She's not.
He's basically decanonized his own doctor as the first female doctor.
Yeah, he did that as well. Yes, that is correct.
Oh, he's an idiot. And this is the guy that's clever. By the way, we did bump into you. You know what? Some of you are great out there, but some fella did a YouTube video. I don't know if you have seen it. Chris Chibnall did not kill Doctor Who.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. You got to laugh. Come on.
I watched that video as well. Poor
listen, we watch a lot of videos, guys, don't we, on people defending this rubbish, right? Now, this video is just, look, it's like as if he's reading off a script, the same script as the others, right? Don't give examples, and the examples that they give are the same old examples that they did. Then when they're told that there's plot holes in that, they dismiss them, right? But I brought up the whole Time Lords, the Foundation arc, right? And then he goes, "This was the response. I'm not messing." I quite like the fact that it was dark. So it says, "That's not dark." I said, "The murder and experimentation of a child multiple times isn't dark. That's sick." Then he comes back with, "Well, maybe dark was the wrong word." Well, you said it, buddy. They're just no. Look, there's so many things wrong with Chris Chibnall's writing, right? It's glaring. We can all see it as fans, right? Even the general public can. The only ones that seem to be blind by everything, or they just don't care, are the BBC. And now they expect us to buy this Timelord Victorious. And here's the thing, though. They know we're going to buy it.
Yeah, they're taking the piss.
Right?
100% taking the piss.
That's the thing. They know we're going to buy it. And nobody in the live chat say you won't buy it. Deep down, you will buy this because this is David Tennant. This is a story that everybody is wanting.
They made it specifically to
it was clever. BBC are a clever organisation. The timing and all. Listen, I know Rabbi says this is a year in the making or whatever. And I'm not,
but they were thinking last year.
But the timing of this, when they have announced it, is very peculiar, in fairness, when there's a global pandemic happening. So they must be really desperate to get money on board again. Because the last watch along or tweet along that they did didn't do too well. The video that we watched on the YouTube channel seemed to be the Madame de Pompadour one, believe it or not. That video got over 60,000 views or something.
That's
The latest one got over 2,500 or something. So the numbers are way down, unfortunately.
Right. No. You know why? I put a video about that today. One drop of Jodie in anything dissolves interest.
Yeah, I wouldn't even mind to see the headline. Oh, Rabbi is off. He's off now. He's off.
Yes,
I can't talk about it anymore.
I tell you, you put Jodie Whittaker's face in this. Are you interested?
No.
Exactly.
Oh, she was in that poster now. I mean, if she was in the back of that poster now, we'd all be sitting here and we'd be saying, "No, we're not buying it now."
Exactly.
I wouldn't give it a second. I wouldn't give it a second look. And that
exactly. Dan, that's the sad thing, though, isn't it? Because like, we're all fans. We love this show. This show has probably helped us all through difficult times as well.
Very much so.
It's put smiles on our faces. It's made us cry. We've sat at the edge of our seats. You know, we've been scared. You know, and now you look at it now, and it's sad because we don't want to be sitting here. This is the thing. The people on the other side say, "Oh, we're haters. We hate the show. We claim to be Doctor Who fans, but yet all we do is constantly bash." Well, give us something nice to say about it.
But this is what the classic watch-alongs. But this is why the classic watch-alongs are working for the community, working for you, Noel. Everything that you're putting into them, you're getting back out.
Yeah.
Because here it is. This is proof. Now,
you're right.
It's proof of your intentions anyway, which were only ever out of love for the show.
Yeah.
It's proof that material, just like Phil Morris says, that material is just as important as anything that's been made in the last 10 years.
Exactly.
And it's just and to be fair, for the person who's willing to sort of open up and to allocate the time in their evening, it's just as immersive for an audience, and it's just as viable to be tweeted about and for little nuggets of info to be thrown around like that and played with, for people to have fun with it on a Saturday night. I completely agree.
Yeah, I know.
No. I want to point something out to you here. So me and Dan were both graphic designers. We both saw this straight away.
Right.
They got the current logo on it, which you hate it, but it kind of blends into it. You don't notice it. Your eye goes to the Victorious. That Victorious is in the same font as the Matt Smith logo, plus that thing in it, gash in it, looks like the crack, Amy's crack in the wall. So it has the current Doctor Who logo on it, but it subconsciously is making you think of an earlier logo of Doctor Who.
Everything that you liked.
Really clever.
I don't think that crack is there just to remind us of Matt Smith cracking the wall. This could be actually, this could actually be part of this could be a David started cracking the wall. This could be a different part, right? We see Matt Smith's journey and obviously how he got found out about the cracking. Maybe this is what happens.
No.
Because remember the tagline for this is this is a different sort of time war. David Tennant's Doctor or something somehow gets sucked into this crack, maybe, or something.
What happens is this: David Tennant's Doctor goes back to the dawn of time to stop this thing that came in and created death in the universe.
Right.
Nobody was dying before, so he goes back in time to stop death appearing in the universe, and by doing that, he creates a time war. He becomes Time Lord Victorious. So I think he's like the villain in it.
Oh,
which I think he goes to do something good, but it's just spinning out.
And then it's going to be up to Christopher Eccleston and McGann's Doctor to kind
of. Sounds brilliant, doesn't it?
See, this is the thing, though, right? Oh, that sounds wonderful, right? Why didn't they just fucking film it? A 6-part series or something, or do a 6-part animation?
They could never film this. This is going to be massive.
Could they not do an animation? Could they not get away with an animation, though? Think about it. Animation, because it's animation, people will say, well, some people are...
Yeah, I would be less interested in that.
Ah, man, that would be Do you know what, though? It does sound like an exciting story. Who is the guy, by the way? Go scroll up. I seen your guy's name there. The one. Yeah, who is he? Because I've never heard of him.
Steve Cole. He's done a lot of stuff. He's written lots of Doctor Who books and audios. He's got a big. He was in charge of the brand before the series came back. He was in charge of.
He used to write the BBC range, didn't he? And when Justin Richards stopped running that line, he took it over, didn't he? That's what I remember. That's how I remember.
So basically, it's a safe pair of hands.
Yeah, very much so.
Also, what's the name? Una McCormick wrote the other one.
Interesting choice as well. Then, if you think about it, then
there's people who've written a lot of good, solid stuff. That
they seem to be showing away from Whittaker era. Completely.
Yeah, none of it's ever been. Yeah, they haven't been anywhere near that. And none of it's ever been particularly controversial. What they've written, it's some of it is sort of immersed in the lore, but never too much. They're good, solid writers, and they write for other brands as well. Steve Cole's got his own line of books now, I think. And Una writes Star Trek novels, and she's written numerous. Probably a couple of dozen books now. Yeah.
Yeah, he's done like a bunch of. He did the Apocalypse Element, Land of the Dead,
love that.
He's done lots of comic strips. Battles in Time apparently did all of them. I never saw that.
Oh, but I think he was the editor of that as well. I think he was the guy behind the whole Battles in Time comic, the entire magazine. Right. I think it was him.
Right.
I have to say that the covers look amazing, though, guys.
But they're laser targeted to go to your heart, to go to your fan heart, to make it that you bleed for this.
Oh, they just better not let the fans down.
I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to deliver a good product. I think they're going to have. Solid. I think everything in it's going to be good. I'm really looking forward to them doing a virtual reality game that doesn't have Jodie in it. That's going to be incredible. I've been waiting for that.
Well, I reckon that's going to be part of it because they did say they're going to be doing this on multiple platforms.
Right. So I think it's going to be a virtual reality experience. I think
there will be video games apparently as well. So I don't know if they'll be mobile games or whether they'll be games that you'll be able to play on your computer or whether you can buy them for, will they go that big and put them on PlayStation, Xbox maybe?
I hope so.
They put a Doctor Who game on PlayStation. I'd go out and buy it.
No, you wouldn't. They did. They did, and you're not going to buy it.
No, I'm not going to buy that one. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I would. When I first saw the trailer, I was like, "Yeah, I'm buying this. Virtual reality Doctor Who, 100%. Oh, it looks great." And then Jodie came on, like, forget it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if this is a huge success, as much as it can be across the entire line, and people end up really talking about it, and it even manages to break through to the mainstream somehow, if people get gifted the books at Christmas or whatever, and then afterwards the show, the Christmas New Year special, whatever that's going to be, imagine that comes out and just drops like a stone. People, it's going to any element of doubt that anybody could possibly have already out there. There's going to be no denying it anymore. The liability is to the
in the
production.
Brand. There's any doubt.
Could this?
They have the metrics. They know. Yeah. Any doubt. The only people who have doubt are like the insane Jodie bots. The people who are like just denial of reality. Like, no, it's popular. It's the same as Capaldi. It's got regular rating. It's normal. Less people watch it. No. It's crap, and nobody wants it. Again, she's the anti-Viagra of sales. Look at this. They're keeping her as far away from this as humanly possible. So Emily Cook, she tweeted out this thing with Jodie's face on it, and all the Doctor recently, and she had to put out a thing saying, "Oh, they're starting to do a Timelord Victorious," because again, that would stop people buying it, and they need people to buy it.
That's it. But here, this is an interesting question, right? If this does hit it off like we think it will, because the writing, will actually be decent, do you think this could be a real eye opener for the BBC themselves to see how successful? As you said as well, Dan, Christmas is coming up. We don't know whether we're going to be able to go out and do a full Christmas shop. People will order probably stuff online. This will be the perfect Christmas gift, especially for someone that used to be a Doctor Who fan. This would be a great way of getting someone, right, that hasn't watched Doctor Who in a few years, because there is some of those fans out there to reintroduce them that have left after Matt Smith say because they didn't like Peter Capaldi. Whether you agree with that or not, some fans did. This would be a great way of actually bringing those fans back into the fold. You get them that as a gift. That could open up their imagination, fire their passion again. I mean, look, I really do. I said this at the time of the announcement, though, and I do mean it. I really hope this is successful and they don't leave the fans shortchanged and make it affordable. Because if you make it affordable, fans will go and buy. We will buy your product if you you have to be. You've got to remember, right? I know BBC or the licensees have to make money, but you've got to also remember that the fans right now are going through a bit of a tough time. So take that into consideration when you're doing all the pricing for all the different products, so that you can get as many fans as possible to actually be involved in this, because I think it is a great idea, and I think if they do pull it off, it'll be absolutely fantastic. And all the stuff that BBC have done to us over the years, this will probably be the most decent thing that they've done in a few years. Well, it's the licensees, but still, you know what I mean? It's under the BBC brand. So, I'll give it a chance. I will. I'll give it a chance, and I'll definitely get the first book. See what happens, and if I enjoy the first book, I'll go out and get the next one. That's the way it'll be with me. I'll take me time with it, though. I'm not just going to rush out and buy every single book.
If there's a graphic novel or audio of it, I'll buy that instead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You prefer that, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. But listen, these look good enough that I'm going to invest time reading a book. That's how good it looks.
Yeah.
And I saw they're like a couple of 100 pages. They're not going to be like massive reads. But yeah, I'm really interested in it. It's it's David Tennant gone as a corrupt, power mad Time Lord.
We'll know how serious they are if this gets some sort of advertising campaign, TV advertising, maybe.
Wow, yeah.
It's not impossible. It's not impossible. Not in this day and age. You see BritBox being advertised on ITV channels, Sky, all that sort of thing. It's not impossible at all. Then we'll know the gloves are off, and then we'll know even more that they're only too aware of what it's cost them over the last 2 or 3 years.
Of course. And someone just wrote up, Julian S. says, let it sink in that it's almost 3 years since Jodie Whittaker's announcement. Yeah, 3 years. It's and look where we are. Look, it's not all her fault. But look where we are 3 years down the line. Yeah. The fandom is completely destroyed. The show is on its last weeks.
Yeah,
in 3 years, think about 5 years ago, we were under Peter Capaldi's reign. Yes, we were complaining, but there were still 5-6 million people watching him. It just baffles me that we've gotten this far.
It still felt we were moving forward when Capaldi was the Doctor.
Yeah.
Well, you know what it is? That there's competing factions. Exactly what's happening in Star Wars. There's two factions vying for control. My mind is on Kathleen Kennedy winning. She's tough as nails.
Yeah,
Jon Favreau. She's going to win, and they were going to get Jedi Karen. Jedi Karen.
Well, we don't want Jedi Karen.
Jedi Karen's coming, baby.
Kennedy where to go. That woman just needs to take the message, take the hint, and screw off. She's done enough damage as it is. Look, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan like most of you guys, but it's a shame and it's sad to see what's happened to that franchise. Just like the Star Wars franchise, but Star Wars can actually recover. That's the difference.
I don't think they can.
Sorry, Star Trek. Star Trek can recover. Star Wars can't. Star Wars is grilled. But Star Trek can, because they could do another different type of show, and that.
Okay, I'll give you a really easy plan for Star Trek recovering overnight. You know what they would do? As an interim thing, greenlight and Axanar exclusively for their channel, for their Star Trek, their CBS or Access or whatever their streams are. Greenlight and Axanar will cost them nothing. It'll cost them like chicken feed, and the fans will make greenlight a season or 12-episode season of Star Trek Continues. Go for that original series aesthetic. Just make that and make it for nothing, and people will love it. And it'll be like this weird kooky thing. And then if you want to do something like with a bit of a regular budget, you can do a Riker miniseries. He proved himself. You could do a Captain Pike series. There's things you could cherry pick out. But yeah, cheapest chips. Do an Axanar and Star Trek Continues, and you host Star Trek Continues on their channel. Make it a thing. People would love it.
Yeah, I agree, but they don't think like us.
And the normies would love it. That's the thing. Yeah. We would be so infused. We would get the normies into it. Like, check this out. Check out the Star Trek Continues thing. It's so weird. It's like a 1960s, and it's good as well. I don't understand. It's just weird.
I think people would lap it up. I really do.
Yeah, it's so different, and it's well written. It's well constructed. Everything's good about it. It's Star Trek. It's what we loved about Star Trek.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, well, listen, I got to start wrapping up. But before we do, there's one more story I have to share with you guys, which is just quite funny. What was it? It's that's the window. Fine. So let's start with this picture here. This screen grab here. Dana Schwartz.
Oh yeah, I see it. Poor Dana. Or wherever her name is. Dana, is that the right pronunciation? Poor Dana. Dana, listen. Right, nobody wants your She-Hulk, and now you want to ruin Lord of the Rings, right? As a fan of the Lord of the Rings, I've got a couple of things to say, right? Number one, nobody wants your toxic views anywhere near Lord of the Rings. Now, thankfully, someone did come out and say it was unrelated to Lord of the Rings, but with the way things are going in this industry, I wouldn't put it past them. I will just say to the people that are behind Lord of the Rings that this would be the worst decision. This would be the worst decision you could make. And yes, the fact that they've just followed each other, this isn't looking good. I have to admit, right? It isn't. And some fan did actually go to him and actually say, "Listen, if don't let her anywhere near, basically don't let her anywhere near Lord of the Rings," and he responded, "It's nothing to do with Lord of the Rings."
But no, look who the fan is. It's Gary.
Yeah.
Listen, read his tweet. Always available for free concentration. Okay. Keep Tom Shippey on the Tolkien's message and his mythology. Number 3, do not hire Dana, banish Western canon Schwartz. Lord of the Rings. To which he then replies later. Where is it?
He replied to Gary. He replied to Gary's message.
Reply ever.
Oh my God.
Okay. 1, Dana is a terrific writer and a cool person. I really wanted to sleep with me so badly. Also, Western canon will be just fine. Oh, don't worry about that. 2, this has nothing to do with Lord of the Rings. I'm not the showrunner. I'm just a consulting producer, which means nothing. And 3,
be nice.
And I think he was. nice. Right.
He was nice. But here's the thing, right? He has to take Gary's advice. I'm sorry. Right? At the end of the day, this would be a bad move for the people that are making Lord of the Rings. And please listen to the fans, because all the mistakes the other franchises have made isn't simply not listening to the fans. If you listen to the fans, you will have a successful product, but you seem to want to ignore the fans. So please, the people behind Lord of the Rings, listen to the fans and do not let that woman anywhere near the building. Trust me, she will go in there and she'll say no. She'll go, no.
You want to know what she'll be like?
And she'll go, sexist, and before you know it, then it'll be a woke fest and nobody will watch. Trust me. Keep her away.
Do we know if She-Hulk is completely dead or not? Is it just her that's been shown the door?
Yeah.
No, we don't know.
Look, at the end of the day, nobody gave a crap about her She-Hulk. I've seen the art for her She-Hulk. They're absolutely ridiculous. What are these people at? What are these? I get they want to fight for women's rights, and we all get that, right? But you're going the wrong way about it, people.
Well, you know what? What it is now is I feel like we're being screamed at messages that nobody in their right mind would argue with. Like somebody screaming at the top of the voice, "Women are people too!"
I know.
Women are people too!
We all know that changes need to be made, that there's still changes that need to be made. But, you know, as you said, we don't need to be hammered across the head day in, day out. Like, with every show that you watch now, there's a political message in it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll give you an example, right? We've been watching Britain's Got Talent, and I noticed the latest week, it went very woke. It went very woke. Even entertainment shows like the X Factor now and Britain's Got Talent are starting to become very woke. I've even noticed that in the Irish stations over here, we're starting to get very woke over here as well. You know what? This is not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. You know what? There's a few more years of this rubbish. Now, I know what you said, Rabbi, about this pandemic. It might, you know, because money is going to be tight, they might actually start making movies and TV shows to actually entertain rather than.
BBC have found a way out of it by letting the licensees do it.
That's what I mean, and they'll still go and do the main things on the main.
Right, exactly.
This is the thing, right? You want to further women. This is how you do it. You create, right? You create and you educate women, right, to be directors, writers, the whole lot, right? They need a fair chance, fair whip at it, just like the men do. So you give them every opportunity to do so. But what you do is you create original stuff for them.
I'm going to interrupt you for 1 second.
Go ahead.
We already do. There is no barrier to entry, and there hasn't been for at least 3 decades of gender to being a writer or a director. There's no barrier to entry. In fact, you're probably encouraged. And we do have fantastic, you know, like Rachel Talali. She's one of the best Doctor Who directors of all time. You know, we have so many. And they just don't use them because they're not interested in in hiring people who can do a job. They just want to fill that. It's like that script. She's a little brown girl. You know.
Yeah. I still can't get over that. I actually still can't get over that.
It's like breathtaking.
It's embarrassing as well. Yeah, I can't. Still embarrassed for the show. That just goes to show, doesn't it? It still belongs to all of us.
Right. So, I was interrupting you saying that we do that already. There's no but you were going to continue now, I think, weren't you?
No, go ahead. Dan was going to say something.
No, I'm pretty much done. But, I've got to get going. Actually.
Yeah, me too. I was going to wrap up the stream. So that was all the news. I think I'm going to make this bit of a regular thing. But I like the 5 o'clock time zone. That's so you get the afternoon drive for the Brits and you get the morning drive for the Americans. So yeah, I think I'm going to be. There was just a lot to talk about, so I thought I'll do a live stream.
I've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it, guys. Thank you for inviting me, Rabbi.
Thank you for coming on. Have a very good evening, sir.
I shall. I'll be eating late, but I can't decide what to have, guys. Can't decide. No, it's good to bump into you at last. We've been trying to plan something for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, as I said, if you want to join us on Saturday for the.
You do the chase, wasn't it?
The chase.
Yeah, the chase we're doing.
I'll see how I'm fixed, but I will be around. I will be online. I might be doing something. I'm not sure what's going on with Inferno on my channel. There might be some more of that. But the Classic Who, keep it coming, keep supporting Classic Who. Yeah. Keep hashtags going.
Do like a trailer of like general Classic Who, and just say Saturday nights is Doctor Who night again.
I've been sharing your trailer. It's in my group. It should be on my profile. I haven't been on Twitter actually much the last couple of days.
Dan, can you tell everybody where they can find you and what they should?
Yeah.
Plug away.
Anybody doesn't know me, wonders what this nonsense is under there. I'm Dan Hadley. I present and produce the Type 40 podcast for the Fandom Podcast Network. That's all about Doctor Who, and there's a Facebook group also called Type 40, but I've also got my own channel here on YouTube, The Spacebook, which is still sort of building up. I'm experimenting with it all the time, trying new stuff. So there's regular Doctor Who videos. There's now movie review videos, every now and again when I feel like talking about a movie, that's on there. And we're doing the odd live event. So I've had the cast of Rebecca Gold on already. We're doing another event like that soon with the cast of The Killing Zone 2. And and there's the Doctor Who 50th anniversary of Inferno live stream on there from Saturday, just gone.
Which is really good. Halfway through it, it's really good. I recommend it.
That clock's in at about 90 minutes. It's good, breezy fun. A couple of people who really know their stuff, and some silly jokes from me. What more could you want? Thanks again, both. And I'll speak to you guys again soon.
Okay.
Thank you for watching.
I'm gonna send you that Alan Moore movie. Maybe we'll review it together.
I've never even heard of it, so thanks for that. It's always good for a recommendation.
Okay. Have a good evening. And just everybody watching, I will be putting both Noel's and Dan's channel links in the video notes when I finish the stream. No, do you want to plug anything? You're going streaming in a few minutes, aren't you?
I might stream for an hour. I just woke up, so I'm still kind of. I don't know if I'll do one tonight and just straight do a couple of streams tomorrow. Because I still have to have me dinner. Yeah, it's 20 past 7.
It's not.
So that's why I popped on. I wasn't going to pop on, as I said, because I'd only woke up, but I decided to pop on just in case I didn't stream tonight. Because I just wanted to make sure that people were aware of the Classic Who watch along that we're doing, and keep promoting it, guys, as well. You know. And Rabbi will have obviously the new trailer done when he has it done, and then we'll throw it back up again, and we'll get it on right. He has already got the. I put the poster up. Has the poster got the right date on it?
Yeah. I just saw it today. I said, "Is that right?" And it felt wrong. Right, production. How you doing, mate? I'm just leaving. I'm so sorry. Hello. Thank you for stopping by. Can I ask everybody? Can you subscribe to me? Subscribe to Noel. Subscribe to Dan.
That's
it. Yeah. That's really all I can say.
Listen, you know me, I'll just have streams during the week anyway. Me and my boy will be doing a few streams as well, as you know, and we have a couple of other streams planned with Lee and others as well. I'll get them all done.
I've got a stream planned with him. I've got to finish listening to Blake.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I've got loads to do. So we'll be around all week at this stage. I'll just sit there.
You got that script thing. You got that. Oh man, the Gill interview.
Yeah. I can't take her anymore. I just can't take that woman anymore. She's always complaining on Twitter about something, whether it's a pillow or slagging fans off because they cry at movies.
The interview. So yeah, problem being, I will. Definitely, that's my next thing. I really got to catch up listening with.
Yeah. Fine, okay. I'll let you go. Because you're going to keep you up all night. Because you know me, I could talk forever, so I'll let you go. Go on.
You're kissed Blarney Stone, that is correct.
So, listen, thanks for inviting me on. I forgot to say that.
I want to thank everyone for coming and hanging out for a couple of hours. It was lovely. Problem being, Colin B. Smith, Michael Richardson, Quick Sticks Production popped in, but who else we got? I think I said hello to everybody, haven't I? Silver Alchemist, Julian S. Who else we got? It's still Silver Alchemist. I think it's everybody can see. Andrew Goff. And okay, I think it's everybody. So everybody have a very good
one last thing before we go though. Hashtag Chase Through Time.
Hashtag Chase Through Time.
Okay, so Twitter, just write up the hashtag anyway. Yeah, just let everybody know. Saturday, the 16th of whatever month this is, because I'm lost all track. 7 o'clock this time. 7 o'clock. Okay. What I'll do is, I think I've already put the poster up on my Twitter account. If you want to go into my Twitter account and save it, then you could throw it up on all the different social media platforms. We'd really appreciate it. Right, Rabbi, I've said enough. Go on, you're the host anyway.
Have a good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. And thank you very much. Have a good night.
Good night, folks.